that common courtesy shit. That doesn't happen.
Well, this is a special edition of the Juice is Loose Game of the Year 2018 podcast. And this is probably the earliest we've ever done a Game of the Year podcast, because I know last year for sure we wanted to give everybody time to get further into Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So I think we waited to like the third week of January.
That didn't really help me.
No, it didn't matter for Robert. But anyway,
you played the fucking game, wasn't it? Jesus Christ.
Did you get past the title screen there, Robert?
Which one?
Like after 40 minutes after that.
So Happy New Year, everybody. The special New Year's edition of the Juice is Loose. Starting a little early, but we're starting on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. And everybody's here. We got 8 people. We're just we got our top 5 games of the year plus some subcategories. We're going to start with honorable mentions. Next, biggest disappointment, best surprise, your most played game. And then when we're all said and done with our number ones, we're going to talk most anticipated 2019 games. That'll be for games that have a 2019 attached to them at this point. And, there's some games we don't know, no years attached. So, all right. I'm going to go. I was waiting for everybody to get here to decide the order, and we'll start on one end, go to the other, and then reverse it. So honorable mentions. This is a game or games you played and enjoyed, but weren't quite in your top 5. So let's start with, actually, I'll go first, and then we'll go down the list. So for me, one honorable mention I don't count as a 2018 game. I was going to, and that's Shadow of the Colossus. It's a really good remake, but I found out recently that they used the original game code and just as the base, and it's, they just built the visuals on top of it. So it doesn't feel like a legit new game 2018 title. So, but it was I really enjoyed. I've always liked that game, and I like the remake's a really good remake. The other is going to be Starlink, a pretty good game. At times I was really enjoying it, and then it kind of overstays its welcome with some of the repetitiveness, and but still a good game. I would recommend, especially for the cheap price it's at right now. I would recommend it for somebody who's interested in it. So, but it just got way too repetitive towards the end. Every planet has the exact same formula of 3 animals, 5 samples, 15 bases, 18 crash ships, whatever it is. And then
with the DLC though.
Yeah, I played some of the DLC in that. I was in one area, and these new turrets that have a shield on them, you can't blow them up, are just fucking man. They killed me a couple times, and I haven't died in that game in a long time. So I'm gonna keep playing it a little bit if they add some more stuff, but just missed my top 5, number 5. So next, Terrell, if you got any, what's your honorable mentions?
Probably Tomb Raider / Rise of the Tomb Raider, since those aren't technically 2018 games. I beat Tomb Raider, and then I'm about a good 5 to 10 hours into Rise. I will give those games more credit. Actually, it's just to think that I'm even playing these fucking games, because initially when Tomb Raider came out, I wasn't overly interested. Although I was interested more of the character, I didn't really care for the gameplay, especially the first one, because it just seemed like cutscene to hell. Game actually has a lot of variety and a lot of exploration and stuff to it. I definitely slept on it, and I'm currently enjoying Rise, so that's one game. And then probably Persona 5. As much as shit I have given that game, I did beat it this year, and it is a 2017 game, so it's a good game. I have my issues with it, but it's still overall a good game. So
and that reminded me, I forgot to mention. I told you guys, and I gave you the list of. We're also going to do a best non-2018 game that you played this year. So an older game like Rise of the Tomb Raider for you that you played this year for the first time, and I forgot to let everybody know that's going to be a thing.
No, that was on the list.
No, that was on the
list. It was on the list, but when I just ran down just now, I forgot to make one for the audience and stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
So that might tie into what Terrell was just saying. So, Shadow Fox. Do you have an honorable mention game that didn't make your top 5?
So I'm trying to decide whether I don't know what year Soma came out. But I'm kind of in the middle of that one, and it's pretty good. I just don't think it really got that much attention because it's in the middle of a hail of gunfire, which is the Steam game store.
Mm-hmm.
So just trying to figure that out. But other than that, yeah, that's about the only thing I could really think of. I'm not sure what year it came out though.
Oh, okay.
So it may. I'm pretty sure it came out this year, but it might have came out last year.
Soma?
Soma, SOMA.
No, I think that was like 2016.
2016. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's on my list for this year. That it's
so that could be also your if you didn't play any other old games this year. But want to go to Robert? You have an honorable mention?
Yeah, I do. I got a couple actually. Well, actually like 4. So, the reason
That's like more games you had on your list last year.
Last year was not a big one. I'll admit, but this year my honorable mentions Red Dead Redemption 2, just because I enjoy the game, but it's just not like. I don't know. I don't love it as much as nearly people are loving it, and it's still an enjoyable game. And I think it's good to mention it because they put a lot of work towards it.
Oh yeah, slave labor, man. They were making these guys work.
I'm expecting a bunch of dislikes now because of Robert's opinion. That's all I'm gonna say.
Another honorable mention is Flipping Death. I just didn't actually 100% finish that game, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed what I played of it, but it's just if I would have beaten it, probably would have been on top 5. But it's just it's a short game and I didn't beat it, so I don't think I should count it towards the top 5. But I think people should just play because I still love that company. They made Stick It to the Man, so I gotta shout them out. And Starlink, I didn't play a lot of, but I enjoyed what I played. So that for sure. And Octopath Traveler, I just gotta want to shout them out because I barely played it, and I feel like they deserve to be honorable mention. But I played a little bit of it, and
I mean, I played Mario Tennis, but I didn't give that a shot.
Exactly, but it's Mario Tennis. Like, no offense to Mario Tennis, but like I think Octopath deserves it more than Mario Tennis.
That sounds like complete offense to Mario Tennis.
Ouch.
Like 100%.
But yeah, so that's my honorable mentions.
I'm very scared about what the hell your top 5 is, and goddamn,
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So, Retro Death, any honorable mentions for you?
I have 2 honorable mentions. The first one is just a quick one, just because I want to talk about the game because I like it so much. That was Fade. That was released in February, I think, from Ubisoft, and it's just like the art style and the music. I just really enjoyed the game, but it's definitely not good enough to be on a list. But it was so beautiful, and I fucking enjoyed it. But I'm still playing it, and that just needed to be an honorable mention. And my other honorable mention is a game that could have been in my top 5. I'm pretty sure some of you maybe have it, but and that is Octopath Traveler. Like, I didn't finish it yet, but it's such an amazing game, and I love the music, and like they gotta be commended for the incredible art style and everything. And I have so much fun playing it. But honestly, this year, like, so much good shit came out. The only reason it's not on the list is because there's so much good shit that came out. Like, it had to be bumped down. Like, it would have been 6th place, honestly.
Okay. Those are 2 good choices. T, what about you? Honorable mentions?
Honorable mention, Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. I don't know if you... that game did come out this year, right? It wasn't...
Yeah, it did.
It came out late for Switch or something, right? So, yeah.
It was like it came out in the summer, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out this summer, but I wasn't sure if it was like a port from a...
I don't remember if that was a brand new... or if that was
Ys 8 is a new game,
I think. But I mean, on the Switch, it came out this year, so I would count it.
Okay, so I'm going to go with that. And Shaq Fu. Yeah, buddy. I'm not even kidding.
I feel like this is a joke.
It's not a joke.
I don't believe you. I don't fucking believe you at all.
Shaq Fu. I mean, the first game is just garbage, complete garbage.
I love the first game.
I know you like it. That's good for you, but most people will tell you that game is trash. And
most people didn't play it.
I would disagree with that, but like I said, this game is very different from the first one. The first one is a fighter, arena fighter, but this one is a kind of a beat 'em up style game, and that's why I love that because I love beat 'em ups. But it is stupidly funny. Like a lot of people, you'd be surprised how funny and how self aware it is, and that's why I really liked it. So Not good enough to be in the top 5, but definitely a good honorable mention, I think.
And I was looking it up. Thanks to somebody for typing Yeez 8 in the chat because I would have no idea how to spell it. According to this is a PS Vita game in 2016.
Yeah, actually,
okay, so it's a PS Vita game. I thought it was a port.
The original was on the PS
so
Vita.
that might also work as your best non-2018 game you played this year. So
okay, I'll save it for that too.
Spoilers.
Or I could just throw in Kirby though as another honorable mention. Again, beautiful game, fun, but yeah, obviously it's very, very easy. So
I agree.
That takes away from it, but I still had a lot of fun playing it. So
plus, I didn't. Did you play? Did this shit came out yet? The DLC for it? I didn't try that yet.
All the DLC is out.
It's
they
all
had this super challenge mode or some shit. I want to know if it's actually challenging.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet. I was still just going through my main game, but
is the DLC free?
Yeah,
it's all free. Yeah,
it's all free.
Someone said the post after you beat it, there's like some, like you play through and it looked, or I'm trying to remember this correctly because it's been, came out in March, but I swear you only play as Kirby and you don't get the assistance on like the.
There's also a reverse of that where you only play as the side characters and you don't play as Kirby.
Oh well, either way, it was like you didn't have the AI just wrecking everybody.
That's still a thing.
That shit is awful. Like I remember, oh cool, new power up. Let me bam, they're dead. It's like fuck.
Yeah, you wanna inhale the power and the AIs just go up and just destroy it before you get a chance. I remember that in the demo. So what about you, Cray? Any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I'm gonna put down Monster Boy. The only reason I have it down, it's a really good game, but I haven't paid that much into it because I wanted to hold on because I'm playing Smash and Rocket League. But it's a really good game. I think it's gonna be like, I don't know, one of my top games for next year. But I haven't paid that much of it, so that's the reason it's an honorable mention. But I definitely recommend that game.
I'm definitely gonna pick that up at some point too.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my honorable mention right there.
All right. What about you, Clocked It?
I think I'll give my honorable mention because I don't think it'll reach my top 5. Is for the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle that released this year, and that's just, I know they're old arcade games, but I thought it was a really nice collection. They got loads of artwork and the artwork's beautiful. All the games I actually love, and some of them I didn't play because they didn't get released over here, and I used to live in the arcades. And also because me and my friends, on a rare occasion, actually took our Nintendo Switches down to our local Kong bar, and the Kong bar is literally a gaming bar with arcade machines and stuff like that. And we all just sat around the table and played like 4-player, King of the Dragons and Captain Commando and stuff like that, Final Fight, and just all those games. And it's just damn good fun.
That's I think that's Nintendo's like perfect envision of the Switch in that setting.
Yeah, and it's just in that setting, playing those games, those classic arcade games together. It's just fun, and it's just, and I think I've got over 10 hours, in that game, just for old classic arcade games, which isn't too bad considering they drop in and drop out games. So, but yeah, good fun, but probably not, good enough to make my top 5 just because they're still older games. So.
Yeah, I remember that announcement, but I couldn't tell you when they came out. So
yeah, it definitely was this year.
Yeah, I know it was this year. Remember the initial, and I first thought was Clocked It and T. They're gonna be happy. That was my.
I'm sure it is. I think it was like in September or something like that. September maybe. Was it
for what? I'm sorry, I missed that.
For the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it has Final Fight and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Final Fight, like Captain Commando, Knights of the Round, which was freaking awesome. And I think like one of the other games that didn't get released over here was Armored Warriors, which is like a mech side scrolling beat 'em up one. And I think that only came in Japan, but I mean that's freaking awesome. So I got to play that as well. But I've completed every single game on it, at least twice. So it's it's definitely got my money's worth out of it.
Not to get sidetracked, but did the Genesis collection ever come out?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Switch?
But it was like full price. It was like £35 or some shit. Or
really?
For $35, £35, something crazy like that. And I was just like, hell no.
$40. I guess that was the It's not full price. 50 or 60. I would think
it's
full price.
It's full price in my mind for all that.
It was too goddamn much, is what he's saying.
Because I remember that we played a million.
It's not like they just took the ROMs or whatever, and you just have a little scrolling wheel and you pick the game. They did put some, pretty cool. You get a room and you have your game collections on the shelf. I thought that was pretty cool.
I don't care. It's still not worth
it. All right, so clock. We're gonna reverse order. So why don't you just give us your number 5 game of 2018?
My number 5 game of 2018 will. I was struggling with this list. I really was. I'm gonna give it to Sushi Striker on the Switch. And the reason why I'm going to give it to Sushi Striker is because I love puzzle games anyway, and stuff like that. It has actually had some.
There's a game that was,
but it's original and it's got a full single player mode, the multiplayer.
Savagery.
I'm gonna give it to Sushi Striker. Also because I've actually been playing it on my daughter's profile, so me and her have been playing 2-player and stuff. And I think just because I've been playing with her and everything, I've had some really good fun with it.
I was trying to get a sympathy card. Wow.
Big by 5 kids.
All right. I forgot to just say, too, for those that don't know, name the game and then a few reasons why it's in the position it is on your list. Yeah, that's probably without saying, but I just want to make sure I
okay, so I kind of said it. It's just a multiplayer with my kids and stuff, and it being an original game and actually a really pretty fun puzzle game and stuff with an awesome anime intro, which I'd probably watch if they've done a full series on if they haven't done already.
Let me ask this question: If Sushi Strikers came out in 2017, where would it have been on your list?
No way.
All right,
that was such a loaded fucking question. How dare you?
just get it done. Get it out.
I can't help but take shots at Nintendo's 2018, even though it's 2019 now. So Cray, what's your number 5 game?
I got down Starling. I like the exploration. I went in and, like I said last time, I went in blind and just took that game like at my own pace and learned as I went. Like I didn't look at anything online. The exploration was fun. The story mode was cool. The flying. So that's my 5.
Yeah, I will give them credit. I forgot to say my honorable mentions. The planets, the difference like in the visual style or the landscapes. I was really impressed by that part. It's probably the most impressive part. Like each planet really looked different, and I felt like each one got better and better looking like from the environment standpoint. Till I realized that you did the same thing on every one. That's kind of where I started losing me. But
it's like a backhanded compliment.
Still a good game. But T, what's your number 5? Ms. T.
I think his mic died again earlier.
Did it?
I hear signs of life.
He's alive.
Okay. Get the electricity out. We're gonna do some Frankenstein shit on this.
Hold on. Try it again, T.
All right, how about now?
Yeah,
there we go.
Yep.
All right, cool. My number 5, like I said before I went out.
Oh, sorry, your time's up.
My list.
You bitch.
Switch heavy. Number 5 is Runner 3. Love Runner 3. It's very frustrating, but it's like if you screw up, it's your fault. It's not like a cheap thing that the game does to you. I hate those types of games that give you kind of fake what do you call it? That are just supposed to be hard, but they cheap.
Oh, just cheap hard.
Yeah, cheap hard. Yeah. So visually, I love it because it's very different from the last one, but still similar kind of style. But they upped the ante in this one, and I think it's a game that's just been forgotten this year.
I forgot it came out.
See, there you go. But I love it. It's great, especially if you're like on the go and you just want to do like a quick level here and there. It's really good for that, or at least part of a level because it's pretty layered. Like you get to checkpoints and stuff, and it gets harder and harder through the level. But yes, Runner 3.
All right, and Shit, forgot what I was gonna say. Let's just go to Retro Death.
Nice.
What's your number 5?
Between like 5 and 4, it's so fucking hard. I'm still fucking thinking about it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna give 5, I think, to Shadow of the Colossus, which I know it's a remake, but like I never played it before, which is a good thing for me. And considering when I was able to play it, like I bought it like
I didn't know you played it.
I bought it like a week or 2 ago. It was on sale for like $15 in the store, the physical copy. So I bought it instantly. I started playing it. So I'm putting it on 5th place just because I haven't played enough with it. I'm only like, I got like 4 Colossi down or some shit like that. And I love this fucking game. I am seriously so glad that I never found it before today, so that my first experience with it is on the PS4 and not the PS2 version, because I honestly think the difference is enough that it makes it better, but not if I would have already played it before. I think like this game, like the atmosphere and everything is amazing, and I love the fact that it's basically like a very intricate like puzzle game. Basically the main thing is like finding out how to defeat everybody, and that's what I used to love about video games. Before they told you in 5 different ways how to defeat the boss before you entered the room and shit. And I just really like that idea. And it's just such a beautiful fucking game and such a good experience. But I haven't played enough of it yet to put it higher, because it probably would be higher then.
It was my favorite PlayStation exclusive for many years. It might still be if I really think about it. So
I can't talk enough about that game. I mean, I do prefer Ico. I mean, Shadow of the Colossus is absolutely phenomenal.
I can't I started Echo. I can't put it above Shadow of the Colossus, because the thing that I always like, which is why I like Shadow of the Colossus so much, is like when you have like a super small character you play with, and you're facing like giant buildings or giant creatures, and this whole game is built around that concept. It's so good.
Yeah, everything you just said just then is Ico. You're this small little boy with this innocent little girl who you have the tag along, and the whole boss is the giant castle.
Nah, that's a bit different, because you're kind of like inside of a castle. It's not the exact same thing, I feel.
The puzzles are still there.
Retro Death's turn. So.
Okay, sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Screw you, man.
I will say, Retro, there'll be a couple Colossi that you're like, what the fuck do I do? Like, I had beat the game twice on PS2. And on my 3rd playthrough on the PS4, I was like, God damn, I cannot remember. And I wasted like a half hour. And then it was like, oh, it's something like it's a mechanic you only use one time at that Colossi. You'll never use it again. You never even know your character can do that. So it's cool when you figure it out, but it can be.
Yeah, like I'm actually stuck at the 4th one, I think. I don't know, the bird one. It's like fucking killing me and shit. Yeah. And that's why like some of the shit, like I actually for the bird turned the head, because you can have like hints in game where the voices they're like standard in the game. Like this voice says kind of what you could do, but I turned it off because they fucking say it every 10 goddamn seconds the same line, and this is so fucking annoying. So I turned that off. So I turned it on for the bird, and I still can't figure it out and shit.
All right. So Robert, what's your number 5?
My number 5 game of the year. No joke. It's funny with T. Runner 3.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think honestly, I only remember me and T talking about this game when it came out.
True.
It's really damn good. Like it's tough as nails. It's really damn hard, but also just a lot of damn fun, because you do want if you fail, it's not the game's fault, it's your fault. It's all about skill. It's all about the timing. It's all about knowing the mechanics and when to do it at what time. And I love the level design. The art style is fantastic. The music, the music's so good. I love the music. It just you like hum while you're getting mad. It's great, and I love it. And I think more people should check it out. That
was what, a $40 game, or
I think it was 40. I think. I think the physical was 40. Was the digital different or no? I don't know.
I think it was both 40, because I was gonna try it and check it out, but I remember the price kind of scared me away. But
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought
was there a demo of it?
I don't think so.
I don't even remember, to be honest. But like, It's really damn good, and I think people should check it out. And I have a lot of fun with it. It's really damn good.
Okay.
check it
So
out.
Shadow Fox, what's your number 5 game of 2018?
Number 5 is gonna be tough. It's a little early on. I'm gonna go ahead and say God of War. Now I've only played a little bit of it so far, only about an hour or so, but I do like the new combat. I just think that one of the first takes that you had, Juice, was, is it really this cookie cutter type with regards to boss situations and things like that? So
Well, I'll say the combat gets way better because you unlock new skills and stuff.
Okay.
It's actually rewards you for playing the game.
Yeah, so I've got a little. So I don't know whether to put that or Starlink there because I just started that today too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of iffy for me to say which one. I know right now I'm kind of like underwhelmed with all the hype currently now.
This dude didn't play a lot of the games, so today he bought all the games in 2018.
No. So the issue is Xenoblade. I don't know. You know, I've been sitting on God of War for over a month. It's been sitting sealed for over a month now. And Starlink I just got recently, but yeah, God of War just been sitting there. And I'll play Red Dead as well at some point. But no, it's just been one of those things where obviously my most played game of 2018.
Don't reveal that yet.
Is,
well, we already know, but maybe the audience we'll talk about most played games later.
Yeah. So now I'll say God of War for now.
All right.
Until.
So your list is probably going to be different a month from now, but
yes, probably more than likely.
And I was originally planning to do this in the middle of January, and then we just kind of thinking about it. And I really wanted to do it yesterday, but Robert couldn't make it, so we were just like, let's do it on New Year's Day. So
we can always revisit it. That's not a problem.
Yeah. Let's go to Terrell. What's your number 5?
I was like, when did it go to you next? All right, that's fine.
I started.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't do that. Okay, it's fine. My number 5 is the World Ends With You Final Remix. Technically, it's I guess technically it would be considered a remaster because it's originally a DS game, but it did come out in 2018. And I feel bad because I think the game got overlooked because it came out during the gaming season.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's but God's game. The only thing I may have my issues with the Joy-Con controls, and even that I've kind of come around on. It's just a really fucking good game. I love the story. I love the characters. I love the variations in gameplay using the different pins for different teleconnect powers. The art style is still visually unique, and it still has its own kind of feel to it. I love that part of Square. Like, just give me a fucking sequel. But yeah, Worlds With You Final Remix is my number 5.
All right, and I'm also going to point out that I didn't. Each person has their own. I let you guys I didn't really tell you this, but I didn't have like strict rules for.
Why you do this?
Other than Wii U ports were kind of the only thing I think I said was excluded. But so each person might have. It might be like if you're at Shadow of the Colossus. For me personally, I didn't want to count it, but I have no issues with you guys self-regulating your own list. So with that, my number 5 is a game, and I was kind of being quiet about a lot of these games. I didn't really, not that this podcast is like people are anticipating or anything, but I've been definitely kind of quiet and not really giving all my feelings on games this last month or so because I just wanted to kind of surprise people with my list. But this game, it really wasn't until the last chapter, beating the game, and then some of the post-game replaying it that won me over. And I really want to just keep playing it. And that was the one thing that put it ahead of Starlink for me. It was like, I really I want to keep playing. It's not that I want 100% it just because that's who I am. I like to 100% games, especially ones I bought and I feel like I want to get my monies out of. But number 5 for me was Celeste. And even though I don't love the art style, it's a great game. It's it's not cheap hard. It feels that way in the beginning. That's where I was kind of struggling in the beginning. But once I realized, okay, there are some little tricks. You don't gain any new. Well, you gain one new ability, like a double jump thing later on. But it's not a Metroid style game. You don't gain all these new abilities. So you just later on, it's like you learn how to use the jump and then the little air jump thing, and that's all you get. And the wall climb. And I just eventually you figure out some new techniques and start doing some really difficult sections, and it's super rewarding when you're like, there's no way in hell I'm going to get past this. And then 5 tries later, I'm like, oh, I see what I need to do. And then it might take me another 10 tries, but just really rewarding. The music is definitely the highlight for me. And the controls are, I mean, they're perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the controls, which they have to be for that type of game. But the music, the story is actually really touching, and I like the main character. So, surprise for me. I didn't think it'd make the top 5, but just within the last week or so, it kind of climbed. So, I would say, it's worth playing. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be for everybody, but it's a really good game. So, before we get to our number 4, we're going to do biggest disappointment. And this is either a game that disappointed you or just a news story or announcement or something gaming related. Anything in gaming in 2018 that was disappointing to you. And I want this to be a little bit more rapid fire. So for me, biggest disappointment was Nintendo's first party lineup for the Switch. And I've not been quiet about it all year. Been very vocal. Basically from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to Smash Brothers. That's how long I went from I did buy Mario Tennis, but I actually ended up selling that. So just that's been a downer for me all year, and I hope 2019 should definitely. It's already looking way better. So that's my biggest disappointment. What about you, Terrell?
I think I have technically 2.
If you have a game that disappointed you and something.
No, neither of these are game direct. These are both kind of like announced. Well, these are kind of like features. All right. The first one is Nintendo Online. The reason why that's a 0.5 is because half of me thought that wasn't going to be great to begin with. That's why it's not like a full-on disappointment. Mm-hmm. The second thing is Sony's weird kick on this censorship bandwagon they've been getting on these last few months. That shit just pisses me off on a personal level because we finally got Nintendo to lighten up, and all of a sudden Sony's like, think of the children. So it just pisses me off. Those are my 2 things.
It's actually funny because Sony was always like the mature system, Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just makes me mad. It's like, how are you the adult system, and all of a sudden, look at this titty. You can't see this titty. I disapprove of you looking at this. It's dumb. It's dumb.
All right, Shadow Fox, did you have a disappointment for the year?
My disappointment is people, as a matter of fact. Not just
I agree. Fuck people.
I love this man. I love this man. 10 out of 10, best one.
The consoles do what they do. They play games. The PC plays games, albeit in a different way. But people, man, it's just the dumbest shit I've been hearing all year.
Somebody give Shadow Fox an award. Jesus Christ.
I love that.
Anyone in particular?
No, just so
fucking human beings, man.
The notion that a console runs a game, that is an incorrect assessment. Period. Like, an operating system or a console does not run a game. It is designed first. You can't take something and shoehorn it on there, and that determines what that does. You can't take a monster truck and put it on a racetrack and say that monster truck sucks at racing. That's just the type of mentality people are having. And then you take an Indy car and put it on the fucking off road and say that Indy car is not fast. This is the mentality that people have. So people suck. People that have never coded in their life swear up and down that they're armchair technical experts, and not just technical stuff, just in period, just talking about gaming, period. Some of the stupid things people say. I had a GameStop customer employee yesterday tell me that a game wasn't available because it's old, because it came out for Wii U, and therefore because it came out for Wii U and the Switch came out, that game is no longer available, even though it was on sale on their site and they got 2 million shipments sent to them. This is the type of people that choose to just say whatever I think is going to be the information of the day. So listen to me. Fuck a sheet of paper. Fuck reading stuff. Fuck numbers.
Right.
Me. Sorry, people.
All right, Robert, what's your most disappointing thing?
I mean, I got, people are pretty shitty things in society, but nah, mine is I gotta go with Juice on that. Is the Switch First Party 2018 lineup. I think that it's interesting because the last 2 months are great, but everything before that, I just felt like there was not a lot, and I didn't really pick up much other than like some third party stuff and some indies. But in terms of Nintendo's themselves, it felt like they kind of threw everything into 2017, which made 2017 fucking amazing, but it didn't make 2018 quite that great. And other than the last 2 months, and so that's the thing is that I think 2019 is gonna be super different. I think it's gonna be packed with shit. But I think 2018 is going to be – I know 2018 wasn't very good. So that's my disappointment.
Yeah, and I didn't say that. 2017, I think they could have saved a game or two, because they really went all in. So
they could have saved Fire Emblem Warriors, to be honest.
All right, Retro Death, what's your most disappointing thing?
I have like a 2.5, I guess. So I'll just go through it quickly. Like my first one,
Jesus Christ.
My first one is just like the Joker reveal in Smash. That shit just really pissed me off. It's
well,
like,
I wasn't the only one. All right. I'm glad to know I wasn't the only one.
With Smash, it's like it's such a disappointment because with Wii U, people complained like, "Oh, this character is stupid. They take up a slot," but they didn't. But they already said there's going to be 5 slots for DLC. So the fact that Joker got announced just pisses me off because it is stupid, And the main thing that was really a big disappointment is something I look forward to every fucking year. It was just the Game Awards. The Game Awards was such fucking trash this year.
Oh, good pick. Damn. I forgot.
That was so annoying and everything. And the 0.5 part of that is all the fucking bandwagon gamers that were actually thinking Metroid was going to be shown. That's bothered the fuck out.
Hey, listen, I'm a part. I thought it was going to be shown.
Metroid, like, they had like a title card a year ago. Why do people think that every fucking month we're going to see it?
People voted on the...
Oh, shit.
It was
but
like...
even that doesn't mean anything. It's like, there's not any rules when it comes to Nintendo, just because they only had a title card. They could have showed the game 2 months later.
They never ever really showed title card. They showed like a title card and they were like, okay,
so wait, what do you expect Animal Crossing?
Nah, we're not getting into this discussion. So,
oh, Lord.
No, boy.
So T,
welcome, Mr. Controversial.
I had to disagree with Robert about them pushing maybe what was it, Fire Emblem Warriors back for this year because they had to have room to resell Hyrule Warriors, so they couldn't put those in the same year. They got to get their money again for Fire Emblem or Hyrule Warriors. So
I forgot that
wasn't going to happen. But I will agree with. I will agree with Shadow Fox here about people, and especially the people who made Nintendo Switch Online trash. Those people really disappointed me this year, and like I wasn't expecting anything crazy for Switches Online, but Nintendo themselves built that hype up because it was supposed to come out pretty early in the Switch's life, and then they delayed it for a year, and people were like, oh man, it must be really putting in some work. No, they weren't putting in no work. I don't know what the hell they were doing.
Reggie was being extremely coy too, so that also didn't help.
Yeah, like that didn't help either. So
you'll see next year.
A lot of the anticipation for it went up because of that delay. Had it not been delayed, we've been a year into it right now, it wouldn't be as bad. But because it got delayed and they did nothing other than trickle out this NES Online thing that nobody cares for. Well, I guess some people use it once in a while, but it's nothing. It's
great year, son. Great.
Looking back at Wii U, it's embarrassing to me.
I was just gonna say, it basically took them a year to put Mario Brothers on there.
Right, that's embarrassing, man. Like, so that obviously you guys know that there's a cloud over my channel charging people for cloud saves and not giving us any kind of other way to back up our saves when they've done that from the beginning. That's just egregious to me. So Yes, that is my biggest disappointment.
I would say blame the hackers for that, but yeah.
All right. What about you, Cray? What was your disappointing thing?
Shit. It has to be Nintendo Online because I still find it frustrating that when I jump on Smash Brothers or when I jump on Rocket League, that I'm not able to send you guys a simple message like, "Hey, I'm online," or when Red had a arena open a few weeks ago, like it didn't notify the friends like, "Hey, I have a arena open, come play," or something like that. That's just the most frustrating part. It's something that should be simple. We're 2018, and it's unacceptable around.
Remember when
I don't think anybody's asking for, nobody's asked for Xbox Live, gold or anything. I'm not asking for that. That's the thing. To satisfy me would have been really simple things like, oh, I can message. Why do I have a friends list when I can't even message people in the friends list?
All you should be able to do
insane.
Select. You're in Smash. You're in a game. You select. Click on an icon. You click on your friends that are on their Switch, or maybe not because of the app. You should be able to send them a message and just say Smash ? And send to all right there.
And I'm not going to blame the hackers because hackers have been hacking since hacking was a thing. And everybody
I was talking about the data on that one.
What they've done, like, oh, has this stopped hackers on Switch? Oh, wait a minute, no, it hasn't. No. They're all over the place doing really cool stuff with the Switch that Nintendo should be doing. So, yeah,
it ties into what you said about people complaining about the Wii U Online, and now they don't complain. Remember when you had they showed this menu for like Smash Ultimate?
Oh yeah,
envelopes them. It's gonna have messaging and shit, but then it didn't. Nobody saying anything.
Yeah, so with the Wii U, you were able to send messages, but the problem there was that
you had to go to the Miiverse to see.
It wasn't much better, but it was still something.
Unless it was in the game, depending on the game. But in Smash you could send messages though, right?
Nothing
on Wii U.
Nope.
I thought you could.
The only difference was Smash showed you all your friends that were
who was online,
that were playing Smash, which ones were online, which were offline. This one doesn't even do that. So clocked it. Yours different. Do you have a different pick for disappointment for 2018?
Oh yeah, I mean we were on Red's podcast, weren't we? And as put on the spot, I did have a chance to really think about what fucked me off this year. And I realized it's actually it was still similar to what I said. Now I jump between two things: Switch Online, which we've all mentioned. I'm not going to get into it. And then I also said, what did I say? I said like gamers or video games.
Yeah, just people defending Fallout 76 and
and I just going to go back into just generally the industry in general. It still fucked me off this year more than anything else. I mean, we had stupid. I went through my old videos, I went through my old YouTube channel, and I thought, but what videos have I done that pissed me off? And one of them I saw was, if you remember, stuff like Spyro the Dragon Collection not fully being on a disc and stuff. Here's part of the game on a disc, download the rest of it. Fucking just that shit continues. And then a big disappointment for me was Streets of Rage 4, which looks nice 2D graphics and stuff, but I consider Streets of Rage to be a AAA game, and it's not being given the justice I feel like it deserves to come back after all these damn fucking years. You had stuff like Diablo Immortal, which I love Diablo. It's not so much it's the game, it's Blizzard and the direction that they're going in, and I can see it happening already, and I don't want it to happen to Blizzard because they're still one of the strongest studios left on this planet to actually respect their games. But you can see that trickling away as well. And I said I hate all the rumor videos. I can't stand them. I'm subscribed to so many people on Twitter and YouTube, and I look at my YouTube subscription feed, and it's just now this is like Witcher 3 coming to the Switch. Is it coming to the Switch? And just all this stuff. I'm just sick of it. I want to go on YouTube and find some good videos to watch. And
just to add on that, the Streets of Rage thing that you said, because it's something I feel too. I feel like a lot of giant studios, they're bringing back these games like Streets of Rage 4 and Mega Man 11, but then they go through like indie levels of length to actually make a decent game out of it. It's such a shame always.
Yeah, and there was other stuff like I remember doing a video on I think it was like IGN, saying something stupid like, should a 2D game, hold up against a 3D game today, when they were talking like about Octopath and stuff. But the way they worded it is if it shouldn't be there. It should not be kind of 2D game be the best, game of the year and stuff. Is acting like it shouldn't be there. And the fact that you got these big ass websites talking down art styles, art choices in games just because it's not pushing all the the gigaflops of data that they're so bloody used to. It's just the industry in general this year, and with all the same old loot boxes and Bethesda releasing trash games, there's people still defending them, and people actually liking Bethesda, and anyone who likes Bethesda, I just hate to like.
I'm not even gonna play. All right, we gotta wrap. We're already an hour in.
Yeah, go on.
So what's your number? What's your number 4 game of the year?
What, for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was a very recent game, and it actually kicked out. God of War is out of my top 5 now, and so I just tell you that much. It's Taiko Tatsujin, which is a Taiko Drumbeat. And I've always wanted this game in my house. And ever since I watched Lost in Translation, and you saw like Bill Murray, Scarlett Johansson running around the Japanese arcades, you saw this drum game and stuff. I just like, I need this game in my life. But multiplayer wise, it's absolutely hilarious. It's got some great songs in there. They got like Jump Up Superstar, Jump Up One Up Girl or whatever from Mario Odyssey on there. It's got like things from like a Studio Ghibli, like Totoro, hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. My kids my kids love that. And just the mini games are hilarious. It's just fun. It's in your face. The drum is amazing. And I just had so much fun with it over Christmas. I'm going to be playing this for it's going to be an evergreen game for me on the Switch. So yeah.
That's cool.
Last minute game there.
All right, Cray, what's your number 4?
I went with Mario Party with this one. Only because it was one of those games that I enjoyed playing with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
We spent a lot of time together. I think it was back in the right direction with the Mario Party franchise. I always did like Mario Party games. They sucked the last few ones, but the only gripe I have with this one is a lack of quantity maps. What's it called?
The boards.
The boards. Well, other than that, it was the gameplay was pretty good. So.
Oh, that's cool. Yep. All right, T, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Octopath Traveler. Wonderful, wonderful game. If you're a fan of Super Nintendo RPGs, it harkens back to those. Got a really cool art style. Obviously, everybody knows about this game. And I was looking up to get the special edition, which is awesome to have that pop-up book thing. It's really cool.
It's gorgeous.
It's amazing, right? It's one of the best special editions I ever bought. So, Octopath Traveler, number 4.
Nice. Retro Death.
My number 4 is like, I was even surprised it came out this year. I didn't even remember that, so I'm glad I looked it up. It's A Way Out. A Way Out came, I think I played it on the PS4, and like I won't spoil story shit or anything, but it's like a couch co-op game. It's meant like that, and basically you play on the same screen, split screen, like completely separated from each other, and basically you start working together to break out of prison, and then you have like a whole kind of shit that comes after that, and it has like the greatest, like, because you have to play it with somebody on the couch, and it has the greatest fucking finale I've ever seen in a video game, and it's only possible because of the way that this game worked. Like, this couch co-op thing was perfectly integrated, and man, I can't get this game out of my head. I literally played through it like 3 times with my brother. It is that good.
That's cool. I know the guy who created it. He's quite the character too. So
the way you brought him back at the game.
All right, Robert, what's your number 4? Is it Octopath Traveler?
No. My number 4 game of 2018 is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I really enjoyed this game. Obviously, I haven't finished it, and if I played more of it, probably higher than number 3. But for that same reason, it's not. And I enjoyed it. I've been enjoying it. Just another game came out, and then. It's really damn good. It's what I want. Is to have a console.
Shadow, what are you doing, man?
Oh, sorry, guys.
You didn't hear Robert.
My mic is like super hot right now.
It's to have a console Pokemon, and so finally I can play it on a TV, and that's what I've been wanting, and that's what needed to get me into the series. And I'm in.
Ironically enough, it plays best in portable mode using the gyros instead of the.
Oh well, you know.
Side note: Robert doesn't have a taste for quality, so don't pay him any attention.
Whoa, Terrell, Mr. Sonic lover.
We both play the same game. We both play the same games, Robert.
I hated it.
Got the fighting words now.
We both don't like fucking forces, right?
Yeah.
We agree on that.
That didn't make your top 5 last year, did it, Terrell? Or top
What
7?
forces? Hell no.
Okay.
That game is
that is the worst Sonic game I played in a while, a good while.
Yeah,
right.
it's one of the worst games.
So Shadow Fox, why don't you talk a little bit about Starlink since you already kind of told us that?
Yeah, I kind of spoiled it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now.
I like to fly ships and shit. It's fun.
Yes, and being able to level up and stuff like that. But I haven't had enough time to do enough missions to get the hang of. I kind of get what you're saying. How initially it didn't feel you didn't get the hang of how
I didn't like having to hold up to fly. Like
yeah,
but I got over it.
Yeah, it's kind of. So I've done both. Like I've done both the. How can I say this? What do you call that control mode? I guess one is the reverse, one isn't. Halo had a naming convention for both of them. I just don't remember.
Inverting.
Yeah, the inverted axis. Or whatever you want to call it.
I had to go with non-inverted controls for the first time ever in a flying game. I couldn't do it with if it plays more like a third-person shooter. So I had.
Yeah.
What they call it, Southpaw or something like that? You talking about?
Well, the Southpaw is where you actually control the axis with the right stick instead of the left stick. So it's Southpaw means you're kind of left-handed. But so if you're, I guess it's just inversion then. I guess you pull down to go up and vice versa. And if you're not used to that, they have like many shooters. Usually they treat your analog stick like a mouse. So you press up, you look up type deal. But I think was it Star Fox Assault? I think had the option to switch those. I think that was the first time I ever saw that. So
I think most Star Fox games come with inverted as the
default. Yeah.
And you can turn it off. But for Star Fox, I've always had down make a ship go up.
Yeah, I don't think you could in earlier Star Fox games, but I think Assault was the first time I saw you could change.
Yeah, you could do it in 64 for sure.
You could do it in 64. You could switch it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember.
I know the SNES. I'm sure you could. A, B, C, D. I'm sure you could.
I have to go back.
Don't matter.
Anyway, Terrell, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Dragon Ball Fighters, because that is a 2018 game. Not only for the other consoles, but for the Switch as well. It actually came out the same year. It's a rare thing. It doesn't happen anymore. I think the aesthetic is great. Shit captures perfectly the spirit of the anime and all of its funness. And even though I don't necessarily like Dragon Ball as much as I used to because Toei is a piece of shit company, but that's a whole nother story. The game is great. The game is great. It's addictive as hell. But fuck those DLC prices, though. That's all I got to say.
It's true though. Like people don't even need to watch Dragon Ball Super. Just play fighters. Like
exactly, because that's what you call quality.
And they're let's not.
I know the Dragon Ball community is not used to that, but that is what it's called.
All right, so I just got to make a disclaimer. From 4 to 1, I feel a couple of the 2 games are kind of similar, but I feel like every game's pretty different, and I could kind of in any moment could switch them around. So I had to find like tiebreakers, I guess, if you will. So my number 4 game, and I don't have to talk about the game. I'll just tell you why it's number 4. Is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Whoa!
And here's why it's number 4. Because if you guys aren't online, I'm not playing that game. Like once I unlocked all the characters, and I'm thinking I got like 55 hours already. When we're playing in an arena, chatting, it could easily be number 1. But I got to consider all the times that I have to play a game being single, don't have kids and not married and all that, where I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it. So I was like, how can I make it so high when it's only fun under the one circumstance? It's a great game. It's the best Smash Brothers. But just for that one fact, experience. All these other 3 games above it, I put all the time in. I still kind of if, like I said, if you guys aren't online, I can go back and replay a couple. Still play these other games that are in 1 through 3. So that's kind of why I decided that was the one, the tiebreaker, I guess you will, that put it at 4. So the next thing is best surprise, and I have a game that surprised me, and then the best announcement of a game. And so the announcement was Super Smash Brothers, even though it's my number 4. That first tease reveal at that March Direct or whatever.
That was only revealed this year for the first time, really.
Yeah, and I didn't see that coming. Like, what the hell is these Inklings doing? I kind of felt like it was, but I didn't. I thought it was too soon for Smash Brothers, and I did not expect it at just a freaking Direct. So that was definitely the biggest surprise. The best surprise, though, for gaming was a game I never ever thought I'd play. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the system. My buddy showed up one day with an Xbox One S Forza Horizon 4 bundle, and that's easily the best surprise for me in gaming in a long time. Actually, I knew it looked pretty cool, but I did not expect the game that it is. So that was my best surprise. Terrell, what about you?
My biggest surprise is actually me and you share one, which is the Smash Brothers reveal. I just think that the fact that game was revealed in March, I think it was during the March Direct, and then came out like 8 months later, just fucking 8 or 9 months later, just blows me the fuck away. Also, Smash Brothers is always the best source of like excitement and ridiculousness, and I think other than probably the final Smash Brothers Direct, every other Direct that featured Smash Brothers in it, or at least any Smash Brothers Focus Direct, was great. Other than maybe the last one that had the whole spirits thing that kind of drug on too long.
I remember liking that better than one of the first ones we actually had, where they started spending 20 minutes on like how to shield. It's like, fuck off.
Hey, listen, some different strokes from different folks. The biggest surprise actually ties into my number, I think I want to say my 3rd game, so I'll save that one for later. But
Okay.
yeah, Smash is my main one.
All right, Shadow Fox, any best big surprise?
My biggest surprise is actually my number 3. So I don't know if you want to go. I'll wait then.
Yeah. Robert.
My biggest surprise is get ready. It's when Smash Ultimate was announced, and the fact that it released in the same year. Holy shit, isn't that crazy? That blew my cock off. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what we're doing right now.
I was so excited. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Also, the fact that Animal Crossing got announced.
Yeah.
How did I forget about that? That happened this year. So I'm going to be different from you guys, and I'm going to take it back. That did not blow my cock off. Animal Crossing blew my cock off. That's crazy. But, I guess because it released in the same year, and, we were hoping for an Animal Crossing. But it's finally announced. Animal Crossing. Wow.
Robert is a transgender now, so
We're gonna call him Roberta.
I go by Roberta.
What pronouns do you need? We give you pronouns.
All right, Retro, what was your best surprise?
I had 2 things, but Robert is a piece of shit because I didn't care for the Smash Reel in the same intensity as Animal Crossing, because that was definitely on my list. That Animal Crossing announcement, man. That's like having like a year, like 20 years of fucking intense stress on you, and it all goes out, Animal Crossing, it is there. This is so good. And like, I talked about this shit a lot, so I won't talk about it too much, but I have to say it again. The best surprise is the fact that Skate's Finest gave me a fucking PS4. I mean, come on, it has to be said again.
Yeah.
Like, I was in this fucking shitty period of my life, and like, I needed this shit, and I couldn't, and like, he was like, have my shit. And that was amazing.
Yeah, that was cool. So
that was very cool.
I think that helped turn you around in your gaming, get you back into gaming and stuff.
Yeah, and it got me back into gaming. And like, I for those months, I didn't have like a laptop, so it allowed me to like keep up with you guys with like YouTube and everything. With the PS4, I could do almost everything.
Mm-hmm. All right, T, what was your biggest or best surprise?
Well, I would say biggest. I'll go with best. My best surprises were actually 2 games I played that I didn't really have much anticipation for. One was Owlboy. I just want to give these games shine. Owlboy is such a clever, I guess it's a side-scrolling kind of, well, it's more than side-scrolling because you go up, down, left, and right, and everywhere. But it's too clever for like a 2D game. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like it's as far as its storytelling and all that goes. Like I don't know how it works as well as it does, but very good game. It's on everything, so I advise you guys to check it out. I don't know why that game hasn't got more shine, but you know, from what I can see of it, it at least feels like it's a better game than Celeste is. You know, Celeste got all the shine this year, but that and a little game called I'm sure Retro Jeff will love this. The game is called Yonder: The Cloud Catcher Chronicles.
Yes.
I was
that the
pretty
pinball one?
surprised by this game. What's that?
Is that the one that has pinball mechanics?
No,
no.
It's a 3D open world adventure game where you can farm and fish and you craft and barter, and for a game that has all this stuff that set up like a 3D adventure game with no combat and still be disengaging.
Yeah,
man,
it's awesome. Beautiful,
and it's gorgeous. It's an indie game, and it's just gorgeous too. And you couldn't tell that it's an indie game. So definitely those two games. If you got the cash, get Yonder and Owlboy. They're great.
I think Yonder's like $20 now at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
Cray, did you have a best or biggest surprise for the year?
It will have to be the Smash, the announcement and the release date of the same year. But just to throw in something different, I picked up Blossom's Tale this year. I played a few, actually more than a few hours, but it was a really, really good, like how it captured that Zelda magic from the SNES days.
Oh, I remember people playing that.
Yeah,
earlier in the year.
That was that was a really good throwback. You know, it's obviously a spiritual successor, or not successor, but you know,
homage.
Yeah, homage. But yeah, that would be mine right there.
AKA rip off. If I
don't. No,
I saw one boss fight. It looked like it was straight out of Link to the Past, but
no, just it actually like talks about like when you start the game, like it talks about like you know there's this green elf in the land of higher, you know, and it ends right there. So it's a good homage to the Zelda franchise.
All right, clocked it. You got one or two?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest surprise only game for me was when I didn't release this year. I think we all know what that is. Also, the reveal of King K. Rool was not only the best surprise, but one of the best trolls in video game history. And one of the best soundtrack revivals in video game history. I absolutely loved it. But my biggest surprise was the announcement of 2 remakes of 2 games that came out over 22 years ago. And those are the Panzer Dragoon announcements, remakes of Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2. I've done a video on it. I'm both crazy excited and terrified at the same time. So just need to wait till this year now to see how they pan out. But yeah, I mean, I did not expect those from Sega whatsoever. Not this series. So yeah.
So what's your number 3 game of 2018?
My number 3 game of 2018 is a small indie game called Forgotten Anne. I
never heard of it.
So good.
Yeah, it's like a mix between Studio Ghibli and Disney. It's got a stunning soundtrack, a beautiful art style. It's got a really engaging story with great characters. I completed it the other day. I was mildly disappointed with the end of the game, but not enough for it to ruin the game for me. Controls are a little funky sometimes, but overall, the world they created was absolutely beautiful. Just all these forgotten things, as if you lost a shoe in the street or something, it would go down into this world and come alive and be its own little character. It was just really refreshing and beautiful. So yeah, that's my 3rd game.
All right, Cray, what's your number 3?
I give it to Runner 3. It's one of those games where like they were pretty much saying that it's as hard as you want it to be. I did not want to continue without getting 100% on both versions of the level. I really stuck to it. I really got into it. The music's awesome. But that was one of my favorite games of this year.
Cool. Mezza T, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is an indie title. Indian name only because it was done by a collaboration of industry veterans. It's called State of Mind, and it is amazing. A lot of people, if you follow me on my Twitter, you probably saw me tweeting about it and putting up pictures, and I did a couple videos on it. But you have to be into that type of game. It's a what has been dubbed a walking simulator, but it's very in line with like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, or what's the latest one they did? Detroit Become Human. It's in that style of video game, but I love the art style. You could probably beat the game in 10 hours. I doubled that because I'm the type of dude that reads everything, talks to everybody. I end up trying to break the game, going places where I shouldn't be able to go and stuff like that. But I loved it. It's like you said, it's pretty interchangeable. My top 3. So it's number 3.
All right, Retro.
Well, I thought I was gonna bring the butter with this, but I can't outdo 4th place. But 3rd place for me is Smash Brothers. It's very simple. Like it's like you said, when you're fighting it, when you're playing the game, it's almost perfect and shit. I even like fighting with strangers. I do it a lot, and I enjoy that. And it has like a perfect classic mode, the best classic mode Smash has ever had. But that's all it has. It's lacking way too much for me to put it high. Like, I care about the stupid mini games. I care about the stupid hitting the sandbag. I care about the stupid target practice and all that shit. I don't like the stupid, like, pretend you are fighting Ward from Mario 2. Just give me fucking Ward, all that shit. Pretending I'm fighting something else. Like, I think the fighting is great. It is so much fun, like you said, but it's lacking way too much to put it higher.
All right, Robert, what do you have for 3?
Number 3, I have God of War. Good game that I just haven't actually finished, but I got through, I think, most of it. And
quite a bit, yeah.
I played most of it, and so it's just like I definitely got to get back into it one of these days. And I enjoyed it a lot. I really did. A lot of the enemies were very cool. The combat was still fun. And the locations were really unique from one another. I like that shit. And I just didn't care for the story to me. I don't know. I know people love the story. I didn't care for that. I just liked actually just playing as Kratos. I think he was fun, and I enjoyed it. I was enjoying it. I still gotta enjoy some more, but I was enjoying it. And the reason, that's probably the main reason why it's probably not number 2 is because the other one I beat.
All right, Shadow. Yeah, what's your 3rd?
Okay, so my surprise is my number 3. Well, kinda. So my surprise of the year was that really well done games with a smaller budget show AAA games how it's done. So what I was gonna say for that is really kind of 2 games. One of them, believe it or not, nobody mentioned this, I don't think, but Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon is surprisingly good, like really, really good.
Yeah, I played that. That is good shit.
So that was part of one of the surprises. I'm like, so they just kind of announced this as a addition to Ritual of the Night to say, hey, you get this, and then it's really damn good. But obviously that leads into the case where if you take that same type of concept and add more money to it, you get something like Octopath Traveler. And that game, along with how full circle it goes, is the biggest surprise and shows. I mean, Western RPG makers need to pay attention, because if you can do what you're capable of doing in systems, in story, in effects, sound, if you can do all that with that low of a budget to work with, imagine what you could do in a full-fledged game with motion capture and all this other kind of craziness. That was literally just text. And it was able to tell something more dramatic than pretty much anything that I've seen all year, with the exception of one game. So, yeah, that's Octopath 3 for me.
All right, Terrell.
Well, like I was saying before, one of my surprises was my number 3, and that is Valkyria Chronicles 4. The reason why this was surprising me is particularly because I bought the first game on the PC. I've had that game for a while and played like an hour of it and never touched it again. And I was like, shit, I need to really give this thing a legit chance. And as of right now, I have like over 50 hours in 4. I don't know what the hell happened or what changed, but this is another game I think fell to the, it came out in like September, October, so no one fucking played it kind of thing. And I was like, game is way too good to not get the acknowledgement it deserves. It's weird because it's a technical RPG, but it's different. I like that. I like the whole concept, how you have different types of guns and different gun classes for your characters, and you're constantly moving around the field. And it's almost like a more active variation of Fire Emblem, and but it's its own thing. So it's really entertaining, and I really enjoy it because of that. It's just a good game, and apparently the dog agrees. The dog says it's the best game ever. Spoiler: there are dogs in Valkyria Chronicles 4. They approve of this best game.
Dogs.
But yeah, it's a good game, man. It's just a really good game, and I think it deserves more attention. I love it.
What I like about the Valkyria Chronicles, about that one, I don't know if there's other games like it, but like you said, it's like a tactical RPG, but you're not like limited to like cases. Like you can literally move anywhere you want, and that makes it really like engaging.
Yeah, and there's multiple ways of beating a particular objective for a map, and it all just depends on how much, because you can explore certain maps and find out, they have little nook and crannies I can fit into, and I can get to the objective faster by exploiting certain tricks. I appreciate that. It's a different type of RPG that I don't normally play, and it's just really fucking fun. So yeah.
All right. So my number 3 is Red Dead. Just kidding.
I knew that was a no, but you didn't play that shit.
That was a game.
It's actually God of War.
God of War.
Game we talked about quite a bit this year, but after playing it, and the story, I don't know if it was the story, but the setting I really enjoyed, and like the combat, like I was saying earlier, like the more you play the game, you unlock different abilities.
Okay.
You got these specials for while you're holding shield. You got a light and a heavy, and you get about 10 different ones for each one. You can change, then you get another weapon set, and it changes again. And there's a whole bunch of armor upgrades and stuff that actually help you against different enemies, and there is a lot more strategy into that than I thought, especially when you take on the Valkyries. So I'd say the core, just if you played through, like if you're an Uncharted person and you just played through the game like an Uncharted game and just went through every story beat as fast as possible and didn't do any side stuff, it would be a pretty lackluster game in my opinion. For me, it was, even though the exploration was a little bit limited in how Kratos can move around, there's quite a bit of little extra side things to do. There's 3 like dragons you find, and they're chained up, and you free them in these big areas. That's kind of like I would say it's not a boss fight, but it's almost like a Zelda dungeon. It's outdoors, but just trying to figure out how to get to and do that task. And then the Valkyries themselves are some of the best. Like the game doesn't have any great boss fights. The Valkyries are the boss fights for me, and it's a completely optional side thing. You don't even have to ever find one for the main story. But 2 of them are in a realm that you have to find 4 decipher things, 4 for each one to unlock the realm. And there's a whole bunch of stuff, and I didn't even know. Like I was just exploring, and I started finding these ciphers, and I was like, I don't know what they're for. And if you don't know, like when people say Norse mythology, I didn't exactly tie that into, basically if you've seen Thor, it. I didn't know that was directly tied to the frost, the Bifrost, all that's in this game. And there's the 8 realms, and so you go to different realms. So it was really cool. I never knew anything about that. I never did that in history or whatever class you would have took that in. So hearing one of these characters he talks and he tells all these stories about Norse mythology and the gods, and it helped pass the time. So I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the combat the most. And I was surprised that how much I liked it. Because I would say the first 4 hours I wasn't sold. And I posted that video about that dragon fight, and it was like, it was a boss fight, but it was just, it's all for flash, and there's really nothing that that you're doing that's anything special. Everything after that game or after that part just kept getting better and better for me. So yeah, I was surprised how much I ended up liking it. And it doesn't track how much time you played. Developer specifically chose to not tell you how much time you have in your save file or anything. They didn't want you to know for some reason. I would guess it was upwards of 30 hours. So yeah, I really enjoy it. And the art style, the art direction, I should say, on some of those realms was quite breathtaking. I mean, the graphics are really impressive. I mean, but the actual art direction in like 3 key areas, like 2 realms and then one clock that the witch's hut area was just vibrant. And yeah, I didn't feel like I was playing a Sony game a lot of the time based on the use of color was just amazing.
Just you playing on PS4 Pro or just PS4?
Just PS4. It looks phenomenal on PS4. It was like that game was like I've always thought, man, I probably should have got the PS4 Pro. You know, like I kind of always felt that with Horizon. I felt that, but with this game, it looks so good on the base PS4. It's like I don't need the fucking Pro. Like it already looks incredible. So that's my number 3. And I also did a tweet yesterday asking people for what they thought was the best looking game. That just barely nudged out another game that's still left on my list. So the next thing is most played game, and mine's going to be easy to guess. It was Rocket League, but I actually tallied on Steam. A few hours on Xbox now with Game Pass, and then Switch. I have about 440 hours this year alone in Rocket League.
Yo.
So, I told Terrell I'd have more hours in Rocket League than he had in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but I didn't plan on dividing it up between 3 systems. But I still think I did because I have like over almost 700 total in the game. So. But just this year was about 420. So Terrell, now that I just spoiled your probably most played game, why don't you go ahead and tell us?
You bastard! I'm at currently my Switch says I'm at 495. If I remember correctly, you probably I want to say you either probably did or were really close because you said how many did you have? How many hours this year for Rocket League?
About 440. I don't have exact figure.
Yeah, I don't either. That's the problem. I think if I'm at 495, it probably took me somewhere around like 70 or 80 hours to beat it. I probably have like 410, maybe 410, 400 around there. So you probably have beat me by like 10, 20 hours, maybe. But yeah. Are people surprised Xenoblade 2 is my most played fucking game? No, you're not, because
Shadow Fox. So
what about saying Shadow Fox?
I'm not here. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, you full of shit. Because people didn't understand why. Because the game came out early December, they kept updating it with updates, and the fucking DLC came out in September, and people were like, "How did you put that much time in Xenoblade? Xenoblade's a fun ass game. It's very." Go ahead.
I bet the DLC would probably only added, well, the actual Torna probably only added like 20, 30 hours, but it was all the pre-stuff for the season pass owners probably that added.
Yeah, it was a lot of the free stuff and the challenge maps and the fact that I can get Shulk and Fiora and Elma and shit, just and getting different costumes for the characters on top of just going back and S plus affinity a bunch of your blades and everything. Xenoblade's a fun ass game. It's very grindy, and some people don't like that. And I agree that some of the elements aren't perfect, but this is a good ass game. Go buy that fucking game. That's all I have to say.
And Shadows is the same. We're just gonna speed this along. Robert, what's your most?
Wow.
Well, we know it's Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I mean,
it's disrespectful, man. You're disrespectful, yo.
Robert, what's your most played?
It's Super Smash Brothers Ultimate with, I guess, probably like 60 hours. I'm guessing.
Casual.
Yeah.
That's a lot, Robert.
Literally, like
that's why I said it's casual.
What 60 hours? That's more.
Dude,
than
I bet I got more. I bet I have more hours than you in Smash. I bet you looked right
think?
now. Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Anyway, Retro Dad.
Wow.
What's wrong with 60 hours? That's a pretty good amount of hours.
Oh, it is.
For
I was
single player
I was
game.
I don't
playing,
think he has 60 though. That's what I'm saying.
I was playing way too many games at the same time and shit. And like I had like several months where I didn't play anything because of shit. You know, my most played game this year is actually Smash. I'm at like 50 hours, I think. Like even Rocket League, I barely touched it at some point because like for months and shit, I just couldn't play any games at all and shit. So then Smash came out and I got back into it again. So I poured like a crap load of time in that.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all are making me feel horrible right now.
I bet if the Switch actually told you like, hey, in 2018, I bet you played more than you thought of Rocket League because we played
maybe, but I gotta play it safe, you know. And I actually think that Smash is more because I feel like 50 hours or some shit, you know. And like I said, I stopped playing Rocket League for a very long time at some point.
All right, T, what's your most played?
Well, because Switch is so terrible at telling you those hours on minutes and whatnot, I'm gonna say it's a 3-way tie between Rocket League, Starlink, and Octopath Traveler. So 45-ish hours.
Yeah, you had quite a bit in Starlink. I remember. It was early on. It was like close to 40, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Cray.
Rocket League, of course. It's my go-to game.
We played quite a bit actually together.
Yeah, that's my. I play that almost at least once a week, and when we play like for hours on. But yep, that's my game. It goes back to the lack of first party Nintendo games. But I love soccer and I love me some Rocket League.
All right, clocked it.
Yeah, I mean, my Octopath time is creeping up, but the game I played the most this year is Hollow Knight. I don't think I even bought it day one. I think I got it like in September or something, but I got 70 hours on it, and I've started the third playthrough as well. So I reckon I creep up to 100 hours. 100 hours on that game, I reckon, by the time I'm done. But yeah, God,
a $20 game, you get 100 hours on?
15.
15.
Completed it once, and then just fell in love. Completed it a second time, and then I'm like, okay, get a DLC done, start a third game.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of standard. Like, I'm also at like 90 hours for Hollow Knight, but I bought it like last year, so I can't count it for this year.
Yeah, no, I bought mine a few months ago. I just missed it.
I just did the one playthrough, and I was at like 80-something%. So I don't know my hours for Hollow Knight. I know it wasn't even worth looking at because I knew what Rocket League I did. So why don't you get us into the number 2 game of 2018?
My number 2 game of 2018 is Super Smash, which is quite a shock maybe for some people, but Smash comes in a very close second. And I'm not like I'm different from you, Juice. I actually I'm happy to play the game single player because the more I play World of Light, the more I love it. I struggle with it first of all, but once I started unlocking some spirits and it started like moving away from the map, I love it, and I love the spirit mode. Now I know some people don't like it because you feel like it's just cheap getting a picture of the stuff, but I'm enjoying having the fights and just unlocking all these spirits and building up the collection. Like Retro said, classic mode. I'm still working my way through it. I'm about halfway through now. So I've done about 30 characters maybe on classic mode. I'm just going through each character one at a time.
I think I did more. I think I have I'm more like 3/4 through classic mode. That's crazy.
I got about 40 hours of Smash, which once again is good for me because I'm time starved with my games. But because of the Switch, I can put these extra few hours into each of these games, just an hour here, hour there. I even took it to work, played one of my friends at work on lunch break and stuff. But I mean, Smash is, I think for most people, what we wanted. I know it's missing a few modes for some, but overall, it's just.
And we'll be playing it for years to come, so it's not like
exactly. And
I might be like looking back at this 6 months from now, saying, "How the hell did I smash number 4 after I have 300 hours in it or something?"
Yeah, I think just the build up, the reveals, and then the presentation of the game once you fire it up and everything, it's just it's phenomenal. So
all right, Cray, what's your number 2?
Same one, Smash. I think I don't know what was it about Smash 4 that didn't really draw me in as much as this one. I feel like this one, the more I play it, the more fluid.
Well, this one has 3 links for you to use. So
hell yeah.
That's
I was gonna say that too.
But I really enjoy just playing, getting the arena, like getting a group of people together and chatting and just BSing. It's really enjoyable and like just the fighting and the gameplay. The classic mode is another one, but that's my
yeah. I mean, when we're chatting and playing,
can't give it credit for chat though because it doesn't have it.
No, we're using Discord. We're using Discord. But honestly, I just want to reiterate for anyone that missed when I said like when we're playing and those one more games keep happening, like that's easily a #1 type moment. But it's unfortunately that's not happening enough to me to put the game higher, and the rest of the stuff I'm pretty much done with the single player stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we played Cray. I don't think we played too much against each other on Wii U. Maybe Mario Kart. I don't know if you ever joined the Mario Kart tournaments. I think you did.
I did. That one and Splatoon was the one that we.
Yeah, so I don't think we ever really played Smash together. So. So it's been fun. So anyway, T, what's your #2?
Smash. Super Smash Brothers is also my #2. It is what I expect. I know we got a lot of flack before the game came out, me and Juice, about anticipation and hype for it and whatnot. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's what I thought it would be. It plays really well. Obviously, I like a lot of the mechanics. I like having to unlock everybody. I think that gave it more weight to it instead of having everybody there from the beginning, because it forces you to basically play different characters that you probably wouldn't play before.
Exactly.
So, that's why I liked it a lot. So yeah, I do miss some of the Melee stuff because Melee is probably still my top, but that's probably going to end soon, sometime this year. Me putting Melee above
your body ass.
So, but see, his is about all basically the ways you can break the game and make it more like the wave dashing and all that stuff. I don't care about none of that stuff.
Find new ways. That's all I can say.
Right. It was just the timing when it came out for me in my life and what I was doing at the time puts it above it. And I do like, just like Retro Def, I like the shoot the targets and all that stuff. If you're gonna call yourself Ultimate and everybody's here, you got to have that stuff too. That's to me, that was I had to docket some points for that. But obviously, it's Smash. It's at the end of the day, it's Smash, and this is probably the best one mechanically as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, #2.
All right, Retro, what's your #2?
My number two game of the
year. How was your #2, Retro? Was it good?
Nice. Hard. My #2 is Starlink Battle for Atlas. Like when the trailers of this game came out, I was like, this is like, I've been looking for a good shoot 'em up like for a while, and like I love it when you're like, first of all, the game looks fucking beautiful. It looks amazing, even on the like for the Switch and everything. It looks fucking perfect. And like I love you're on these planets and you can freely explore and do shit, and the shooting mechanics, like you're strafing left and right, really like actual shoot 'em up shit. And then you like fly away, you go through these amazing landscapes, and like you let go of your gravity shit and you pull this joystick back, you fly like straight up through the atmosphere, and like you go into space, and like the sound is all gone. You have this super atmospheric music and shit, and you're flying through space. That was seriously like my favorite gaming moment even of this year. That was so fucking satisfying. I absolutely love the game. Like flying in space and having like the dogfights and shit, just traveling to another planet at warp speed and then going down again. Like I fucking love this game.
I hated those damn out bandit nets or whatever though when you're doing hyperspace.
No, they're pretty easy to avoid.
Yeah, they are till you beat the game, and then they become a hole just barely bigger than your ship. It gets a little. That's one of the things that really started to wear on me. Trying to hunt. I was gonna 100% every planet, but there's a few little things like that. But anyway, Robert, what's your #2?
My #2 is Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man a lot. It was damn good. The only thing that I didn't really care about was the stealthy Mary Jane shit and the Miles. I don't care about that. But playing as Spider-Man was so damn fun. Just going around the city, doing all the little side missions, and just the main story within itself was a ton of fun. The story was actually not bad. I was enjoying watching these cutscenes, and I had a ton of fun with it. It's Spider-Man, and it's awesome. That's it's Spider-Man. Like combat's fun. It's Spider-Man. There's nothing more. There's nothing much.
All right, Terrell, what's your number 2? Terrell.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were gonna go Shadow Fox.
Shadow Fox. Sorry.
Shadow Fox. Disrespect to Shadow Fox again.
Hey, no love. No love.
He didn't want me to say it, but it's okay. It's all right. So number 2 goes to. It should be obvious. I mean, you can. There's a shortcut to do a short hop attack. So Smash Brothers. Why not? That's what I'm gonna go with. That's. This is the first game I've played. I've tested across 2 platforms, two switches, to be able to go back and forth on both systems with your progress and all the other kind of stuff. Played a lot, enough of this game for me to have just had it. So I'm liking it. I'm liking the how can I say this? I thought that unlocking stuff pretty fast or having a whole bunch of stuff to unlock and it coming out pretty fast would kill the achievement factor, if you will, like the addictiveness of unlocking stuff. But it doesn't seem to disappoint at this point. I'm probably about halfway through collecting everybody, but I'm definitely impressed so far. And obviously the fighting, which is the core of it, they made me play with Kirby, who is my worst character in Smash Brothers, and it was fun. So I don't know what else to tell you at that point. If a game can force me to play with a character I don't want to play with and it's still fun, I'm sorry. Smash is number 2.
And I real quick while we're talking about Smash, and maybe it'd be Terrell's, I don't know, but the other night it was Cray, me, and Terrell, and Robert. You'd be proud. I won with Rob.
Yeah.
So,
low tier Rob.
He got a victory celebration.
When I played, he's fucking high.
I believe I couldn't get a win with King K. Rool though. I was close, but I couldn't.
He doesn't understand there is some level of skill involved with King K.
The stage was kind of the obstacle too.
Robert, you're gonna have to teach Juice your ways. That's what you got to do.
So Terrell, what's your number 2?
My 2 is not Smash. Not a fucking sheep. Yo.
Oh.
And then my number 2 is Octopath Traveler. I love that game. Visually, it's beautiful. I love the RP. As a sucker for RPGs, it's just actually now I think about it, I think almost every game on here except for Fighters in my number 1 are fucking RPGs. I've just been in a weird RPG mood. Beautiful looking game. I love the battle system. I actually like the storytelling for the 8 different characters and stuff. Everyone likes this fucking. It's a good ass game. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a good ass game.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. What was your number 3?
Valkyria Chronicles 4, which is technically an RPG. Fighters is the only Fighters in the other.
Didn't say Smash Brothers yet.
Do you not remember the rest of?
I don't remember your list.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Jesus Christ!
All right, so literally my 1 and 2 have swapped about 10 times during this podcast.
What's wrong?
And it's like there's one thing which I'm still trying to decide. That's one factor is one game.
Flip a fucking coin.
I'm still pretty fresh with, and I haven't really. Not enough time has passed, but I'm gonna stick to my original list that I wrote down a couple days ago. And again, like this is really these could flip flop. It was my best surprise actually. Is my number 2 game of the year, and that's Forza Horizon 4. And
that's surprising.
All I can say about it.
Xbox now.
I'm surprised that's your number 1.
I'm playing it on PC more now than my Xbox, so there you go.
Why'd you even get the console, yo?
Because I could thanks to that Microsoft in third place. Now any exclusive game is Windows 10 and Xbox cross-platform. So I just downloaded on Windows 10, and now I'm playing basically the Xbox One X version. So all I can say about this game is just absolute fun. I mean, there's really no other word to describe. Just I said on the AGL one, like I grew up on dirt bikes, not really dirt bikes, but three-wheelers and quads. We had tons of woods in our area, dunes, and me and my buddy on his three-wheeler or whatever, we'd just go out and drive around snowmobiles in the wintertime and just have a blast. And this game feels like that feeling for me. So whether I'm playing with the online component or not, I probably have way more time offline, but it's just fun. I mean, it's a arcade style mechanics in an open world setting, and like I've said before, it feels like Burnout cross San Francisco Rush in an open world like GTA 3, that original feeling when you realize you could just cause chaos and do all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm getting that same feeling with this game, and it's stunning looking too, which helps for a racing game, but I just it almost was my number one game of the year, and the only reason I didn't is because it's so new that I don't know if the feeling's gonna stay with me a month from now. So I decided to go on the side of caution with that one. So the next one is going to be, and I didn't really know exactly what to call it. So best non-2018 game that you played for the first time in 2018. I know it's a mouthful, but so basically any old game, any old port, could be a Wii U port, could be
on your Switch,
it could be a Switch game, it could be a Steam game that's been out for 5 years. You finally played for the first time in 2018. It doesn't matter. And my game would have been my game of the year easily, if it wasn't a fucking early 2017 game initially, and that's Hollow Knight. Absolutely a masterpiece. It's right there with Super Metroid as far as that genre. It's just that good. I thought Axiom Verge was good. Hollow Knight easily beats it. Music phenomenal. Art style is one of the best I've ever seen in a 2D game. It's phenomenal. Controls are perfect. I absolutely love it. So Hollow Knight is my best game I played in 2018 that wasn't a 2018 game. So
Juicy made me buy that game twice. So I hope it's that good. I literally bought it twice.
That good. It is.
Okay.
All I knew about it was how the art style, and that's why I bought it. I didn't even know it was a Metroid style game, and it's so good. So
all right, you'll see me playing it on Switch and on Steam.
So Terrell, do you have a game that you played for the first time this year that was an older game?
I have 2 games. One of them I've already mentioned, and you already know. It's fucking Tomb Raider. That's 2013. Yep. I think Juice is very happy with himself that I'm playing these games now.
2013 Tomb Raider?
Yeah, I hadn't,
dude.
I bought it. And ironically enough, Shotbox, I own it twice. I own it on the PS3 and I own it on Steam.
Wow.
So I don't play that kind of shit.
it just looked, I don't know. When I first saw it, it just reminded me of a bunch of cinematic garbage, and I was like, I ain't got time for this.
It's Metroid, dude. Go. Okay.
Oh no! Listen, I understand the greatness now. I've played it and I've beaten it, and I'm currently doing Rise. I went immediately into Rise as soon as I finished. I finished the game and almost wanted to go, you know what? Maybe I should go 100% complete. It's like, nah, I got the second game. I'll go ahead and just play the second game, especially because Juice was talking in the praises of the second game. So I said, fuck it, I'll start playing Rise. But the other game I was going to mention, and I think it does need to mention because I meant to play it last year and I bought it late last year, was Nier Automata. A lot of people talked about this game and the fact that it's developed by Platinum Games, and it definitely shows in the gameplay. The game is addictive as hell. I'm so mad that this year, for some reason, I guess if there was no other benefit to Nintendo's first-party lineup being weak, I got to play a bunch of older stuff and other games because that was a good-ass game. But so my two, ironically enough, they're 2 waifus, Lara Croft and 2B, just all day, every day. So
and they really. By the third game, they really dialed in. I think Lara Croft's design,
so you saying
her face,
I need to play the third game.
Her face has changed. Actually, it's a couple characters. It's like they don't even look like they did in the last game, but I think it's for the better. I don't know. It just.
So, yeah. By the way, Juice, what's your #1 game of the year? Just
I don't know. Not yet. Shadow.
You haven't said Shadow the Tomb Raider yet, have you?
Shadow. Do you have an old game that you played for the first time this year? If not, doesn't matter. I mean, it's not.
Well, I already mentioned Soma. I kind of wanted that to be on my list, but it's not. It's 2016 from what I understand. It's really good. So hop on Steam, play that or whatever other platform.
I've heard of it, but I don't know.
It's pretty good. It's kind of one type of adventure type horror type genre, but it's pretty good.
All right, Robert, did you play an older game this year for the first time?
And
was it good enough to be like worthy of mentioning?
Yes. It's called Kingdom Hearts: Birth by Sleep.
I forgot. That would count.
Getting into that, and I want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 a lot, but I just feel like I have to play the other ones first. Will it happen? Will I be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna play Kingdom Hearts 3 and then go back?
You're going to.
You're probably gonna do that.
Probably. And
Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out at the end of this month. You're not gonna have enough time.
There's so many Kingdom Hearts fans that tell me, "Oh no, but the story, don't do it." And I'm just like, you know what?
To be fair, that is a fair argument. But all I would suggest you do is that there are a bunch of people who make concise 30-minute videos.
I don't care.
Don't talk about the story. So if you care that much, you can just watch those.
World and in Monsters Inc. land and shit like that. That's what I want to do. I enjoy the combat. I enjoy the fact that it's in these Disney worlds, and and I really have been enjoying Birth by Sleep a lot. To where I'm like, yeah, I look at Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm like, and I know that's going to be a much more fleshed out.
Robert, if nothing else, go play 2. You don't have to play any other game. Play 2.
All right,
at least 2. That's all I'm going to suggest.
Because I'm really enjoying it, and I definitely want to get into more of the series. But I just feel like it comes out in like 20 days, and so it's like, well, Jesus, I'm obviously can't finish the whole franchise in 20 days, let alone a game. And so it's like, so for me, it's like, I just want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 because like it looks like the fleshed out version of what you're gonna get of this version. So you know what I mean? Like, so I want to play it. Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
All right, Retro, do you have one?
Yeah. Well, this question is death to me because like I play like so many games all the time. Like I start new shit all the time. So I just focus on one game that I got since Christmas. Finally, and it's something I wanted to play since it launched in 2016. I'm so deep into this, and I fucking love this shit. And that's Overwatch. I've been fucking playing Overwatch now on the PS4. Like my brothers are playing it too, so I just love this shit. Like the fact that you have like this cooperative team versus team shooter, kind of like Splatoon, but just a little bit more elaborate, and like the missions, like. You have different missions that you have to complete and everything, and the variety in the characters is just so amazing. And I think I'm probably like catching up on my Smash hours. That's how much I've been playing it since Christmas. Like it's so amazing. And the only reason I can play it is because like my brother gave me like PSN Plus or some shit, because else I wouldn't have gotten that at all. No fucking way. Probably wouldn't have gotten on the PC then or some shit. But man, I fucking love Overwatch. It's so much fun.
You got to pay monthly for BlizzNet or whatever, BattleNet, whatever it's called.
Really?
No, I just pay PSN and I can just play it.
No, I'm saying if on PC you'd have to pay even more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's part of Blizzard's BattleNet. You have to pay for that.
I'm glad I didn't get that done on there.
As far as I know, maybe that's something's changed, but BattleNet I always heard you had to pay for.
When? Because that's where I play Overwatch is on the PC.
Oh, really?
Played it in a bit, so maybe they just added. I don't know.
No. Maybe there's a free side to it, and maybe there's a paid side for like World of Warcraft or something. But
I mean, I just love the variety in the character and shit. Like my brother, he plays like this chick who's in a mech, this fucking RoboCop Ed 209 kind of shit, and she just launches into space. And I play like this hamster in a ball that's gonna like bionic commando swing through the level. It's just so varied and what all the characters can do, and just makes it super addictive.
All right, T. What's yours? If you have one.
Yeah, mine would be Wolfenstein 2, New Colossus. Is that what it's called? The subtitle. And I was waiting on the game. I was I was gonna get it on my Xbox, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait for the Switch version. Glad I did because it has they added the gyro stuff, and I can't go back now. That's an awesome way to play that game. So, everybody knows Wolfenstein 2. It's a really good game. So that would be mine.
All right, Cray, go ahead.
Shit. When did Duke come out?
2016.
No, but on the Switch.
2017.
Oh, so for me, it will be
Doom.
That's
kidding.
I think I picked it up. I think I picked that one day one, but it's gonna have to be Skyrim and City Skylines.
City Skyline. Yeah, I seen you playing that.
Yeah, that was a fun game to play, especially when I had my surgery. It was frustrating, but that has to be my favorite. I'll put that one over Skyrim.
Is that one that looked like an N64 game in the Direct?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. It was very challenging to learn just managing the damn city is fucking frustrating and pissed me off. But it was a really fun game. The way I like those type of games too. So
I haven't played anything like that since SimCity on the Super Nintendo. It was the last time I played a game like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting
that. That's so good.
Was it a roller coaster? Was it Roller Coaster
Tycoon?
Yeah. So I like those type of games.
I know there's one that I don't know if it was on the Switch or something that just was like unplayable, like broken frame rate and stuff. And I don't know if it was a roller coaster one, but
Civilization?
No, it wasn't Civilization. It might have been a roller coaster one, and it might not have been on Switch. I just remember seeing a video on somebody's like this game's like unplayable. But anyway, Clocked It. Do you have a favorite game that you played for the first time this year that was old?
Yeah, of course. You know it was Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
I still argue that this should be a 2018 title because it released on all consoles this year. It was only on PC before. So, I'm still like, hey, man, come on. This is the 2018 game for us, man. It is. you gotta say it is. But, I done a review on my channel. I gave it 9 out of 10 because I was a fucking idiot. I played it through a second time, and the game is 10 out of 10. Perfect. Retro. I'm sorry. I should have scored a 10. I can't go back.
Probably redo it and then just use footage of you actually playing the game. And then instead of the repeating trailer.
Yeah, my second playthrough, I found. Oh, you tuned on my video? Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't even click just then. But the second playthrough, I found areas I didn't even know existed, and I was just blown away. It is just visually, audio wise, and mechanically just perfection, absolute perfection, and it puts to shame if that game released this year. It'd easily be my number one.
And look at that game compared to like Bloodstained. I know they're completely different.
Yeah,
I mean that's kind of. But just look at the difference in just like a small team with this game and what they're trying to make a Castlevania style game that looks like just boring.
Well, that's how I feel about Owlboy. Just like I feel like it should be a 2018 game too because it came out on Steam like in 2016 or something. But it didn't come out on consoles until this year. And I didn't add it, because I had Wolfenstein as well. And I already mentioned Owlboy. But I feel the same way about that one. I guess that's why I didn't get the same accolades as something like a Celeste did this year, because it came out in 2016. But I would bet nobody played it until this year. Owlboy.
People heard about Celeste because people. But that's a whole nother.
I think it's surprising. It took me by surprise the actual impact of the story of Celeste. It's not a long. It's just a little bit of text here and there, but man, it went way deeper than I thought. And I'm not a big story guy in games, but I think that's why it clicked with a lot of regular casual gamers. Because
the reason Celeste was going so fast and so crazy is the same reason you had like with Dark Souls and Meat Boy. It's like this year's, in quotation, super hard game. And that's what's drawing people to it. And so everybody's like watching people stream it, kind of shit, and then they start playing it. Like the reason that it has like these super hard levels and shit, that's why it's doing so well.
But I yawn on that though, because I lived in the NES era, so
right.
I know, right? Exactly.
It's hard
I
to
say like in quotation marks.
I will say I haven't played it. It's hard because of clever, tricky level design, and it's not hard like going back to Ninja Gaiden.
Just super cheap.
And this enemy, if you sit at one point, you can stop at one point, and this character just keeps coming, and there's no way to jump this gap unless you timed it without slowing down. As soon as you stop, it just keeps coming on, jumping into a gap. One right after.
Contra was hard, but it wasn't cheap. So
yeah.
There are games that are on the NES that were hard, but weren't cheap. But Ninja Gaiden was definitely a cheap ass game.
All right, so it's time for everyone's game of the year. And Clocked It, you get to go first. So take it away.
My game of the year, and this is very recently because I reached a certain point, is Octopath Traveler.
Wow.
And the reason why it's Octopath Traveler, I think it's not perfect. This is the crazy thing. It's not a perfect game. It's got some grinding in there, some unnecessary grinding. The game itself, once you get to chapter 2, you are pretty much going to be playing the game as it is from start to finish. From as far as I can tell, hardly anything changes. So a lot of people got tired with the repetition. But I mean, this game, story-wise, character-wise, is the best game Square has made in terms of emotional and written character dialogue since Final Fantasy VI on the Super Nintendo. And if anyone wants to battle me, then let's go. Because
I'm going to battle you and say 5 instead of 6.
when you got Kefka, poisoning kids and stuff like this, right, and actually achieving his goals and stuff. That was some pretty dark shit for this time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then after that, people big up like Sephiroth and stuff. I'm like, no, get out of here. He was not that much of a back. Fuck out of here. And then Final Fantasy 8, 9, 10, 11, and all that stuff. You can forget about. But when I'm playing Octopath and I got this guy who, I'm gonna a little spoiler here, he's a thief and stuff, and you help him out, and then he ends up doing some really bad shit to some kid, and I'm like, this is Square like they have never been in years I cannot remember. And when we're talking about adult content, I mean, this game has more adult content than God of War, than the latest Tomb Raiders, than Red Dead. I don't care what anyone says, right?
Yeah, it's mature content without
and the way these characters are written. I mean, prostitution. Prostitution.
Well,
people
this
raped.
guy literally tells you to suck his dick.
All this stuff. And the bad guys in this game are dark as hell. I mean, dark as hell. It's a dark game. Yeah. And as the game progresses through each chapter, I've started chapter 4 for every single person now, and I think this is the pinnacle of the game, where you reach to the point where every single character is about to finalize each of their stories, and each of them getting there, it's been crazy, absolutely crazy. And then to add to it, you got the music, you got the visuals, which continue to blow me away with each little moment, and it's just, like I said, it's not perfect, but what it gets right better than most games I can think of in recent times. And I'm nearly there. I'm like about 65 hours in, and I'm just blown away by it. Absolutely blown away. And like you said, yeah, like you said, Shadow. I figure Shadow said this, where we're getting these AAA games. And people are bigging up these God of Wars and these Red Deads, and then we get this 3D pixel art game with a bit of voice acting. The voice acting in the game is great as well, but with a bit of voice acting and most of it text, and the text in this game can blow away story and character wise most games that I've played. Like I said, it's a phenomenal game, and I cannot wait to see what this studio does next. I honestly can't. So that's why I'm going to put it as my game of the year, because it's the best characters and individual stories that Square has done for years. And even talking to NPCs, you talk to NPCs and interrogate them and stuff. Some of their background stories, just briefly, a dark as shit. It's crazy, but cool. Yeah, that's why I'm picking it as my game of the year. So.
All right,
that's a strong statement, because that's from early in the year. When did that game release?
July.
Yeah,
July. And in the middle of when nobody was playing games, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been playing it since then. Like I said, I'm a time-starved person, man. And towards the end of this year, I had my own difficulties which put me off games. But then I got back into this game and just I'd be loving it, absolutely loving it.
All right, time for Little Cray. What's your number one game of the year 2018?
I don't know if you guys see this coming, but it is Torna from Xenoblade.
Nice.
It is.
I forgot you played that.
Yep, it is. I took a while to pick it up, and holy shit, just the story, the backstory, like it made me replay the original. I was Xenoblade 2, but just going back and looking at the story, I think they fleshed out a lot of things with it as far as the combat. The side quest was to me a lot more gooder.
Oh yeah, there's no contest.
Yeah,
in English we could say that they're better, but go ahead.
There were more second language shaming this guy.
But just the story. Like I actually felt like for Laura and I felt for Jan, like he was a dick and 2, but I could go back and be like, you know what, this guy's been through some shit. And then Adam was one of my favorite characters. Just knowing the backstory. I still think Xenoblade X was a better game.
This guy.
How fucking dare you, sir?
Yeah, it has to be Torna was an amazing game for me.
All right, T, what is your game of the year 2018?
This could have been my biggest surprise, but not really. Starlink Battle for Atlas is my game of the year.
Okay.
And I can see that it's one of those games that game's a 7 for me, for this person, but it's a 10 for me because it does all the things that I like that some people don't like, which is some of the grindier stuff. Yes, the stuff you do on each planet is similar, but I was always engaged regardless of that. And obviously the inclusion of Star Fox was huge. I still was on the game before that. The first trailer, I was like, this is a game for me. And it had the elements of No Man's Sky that I wanted, but it was actually a fun game. Yeah. Like it had all that kind of research stuff and, flying through planets. And it's still a marvel that you can fly from the planet out to space with no load. I mean, obviously it's loading as you're going through the atmosphere or whatever, but that's marvelous to me. I mean, that's technically really good for a game to do that. And, as big as it is, there's always something to do within, feet of the last thing you did. And that's a problem that a lot of open world games have is that there are a lot of them feel kind of empty. This game does not feel empty at all. There's always something to pick up or to explode or to engage with in the game. And like I said, the Star Fox story was so well implemented into the game. I haven't beaten the game yet because I am 100%ing it because I'm pushed to do so. I mean, I have 5 planets at 100% now. I'm working on numbers at this point, and I'm so engaged and enthralled still. I'm not bored, even though a lot of the stuff, a lot of the tasks are similar. They're not the same, but they are similar. And like the biggest surprise for me in this game is the Toys of Life aspect to it, because I could care less before this game about Toys of Life, but I looked at it and I was like, this is more engaging of a Toys of Life thing to me, where it's not just, I'm going to pick this up and drop it onto a portal and it's there. To me, having the controller, having my Joy-Cons into that dock, the special dock for the ship and your character and all that stuff, and then switching out the weapons, I totally love doing that. I'm sitting there with this big ass controller with my toys on it, my ship on it, and swapping the weapons. And yeah, it's way more convenient to do it the other way because I can do it digitally or whatever. But I'm engaged. It's engaging to me to be in the middle of a firefight and then like throw a different weapon in to fight a different type of, if it's an ice enemy or a fire enemy or whatever, you got to switch weapons.
Yeah, they definitely didn't make it too super intuitive if you don't have toys, because switching weapons is kind of annoying for me.
Yeah. I could see where that would be annoying, but like I said, it was a surprise for me for it to work out so well. So with all that stuff combined with the Star Fox, with the surprising how the Toys to Life stuff worked with the game I want as a space shooter, and elements I want the next Star Fox to pick up. All that combined made this easily my favorite game this year, and I'm still playing the hell out of it.
A lot of people were complaining with like the No Man's Sky shit, but the difference is that Starlink looks fucking incredible. Like, every planet looks so amazing.
Visually, it looks,
and you can see No Man's Sky. They cut corners visually. That game kind of looks a bit like Barf. It's very like monotone, everything, and that kind of shit. Like
last time I saw, they just have that newest update for when it released on Xbox, and I thought the planets looked pretty. I was surprised at how much better No Man's Sky looked recently, but
they're randomly generated. I mean, the game. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I can't give it credit for 2 years later going back and fixing it and making it what it's supposed to be. Obviously, it's a lot better now, but I just spent the initial game. Yeah. I was comparing those.
I will say, like I said earlier, the planet variety in Starlink was the best for me. It was the highlight of the whole game. Yeah. Was like especially it starts with a V.
And it can be hard. It does get hard. There's some of those, especially some of the earlier dogfights you have with the pirates and stuff. They will hand you your ass. Like, and, it's not.
Did you use the same pilot the whole time? Because I honestly, I
have not removed Spox yet, but that's just because I want 100% it this way, and then I'll go back and maybe I'll pick up a different version of it. I'll probably get like the Xbox or PS4 version of it.
And if anybody listening wants to check out Starlink, I mean, it's got a huge price cut. The ships and pilots and all that, just in a store I was at, we're all 50% off. So now would be the time.
Oh yeah, it's way cheaper now.
It's $20 in my stores now. The new game, the starter pack and shit. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely now's the time. But so yeah, let's go to Retro Death, find out his game of the year, and find out if it's not a game that ends in 3.
You don't know. Well, yeah, it's obvious. Like, it's a quite fanboy, I guess. I'll admit that, but like, I still have like actual solid reasons for it. It's obviously Darksiders 3 is my game of the year. Like, I've been waiting for this fucking game for 6 years, and to me, as not like these game journalists who like play this game and they pick it up as is, and then they judge it. Like, I've played the first 2 games to death like so many times and shit. And for somebody who was waiting for the continuation of the story, it just became exactly what it was supposed to be. And I think it looks amazing and it plays so smooth. And you still have the original like designs of Joe Matt, like the character design, the level design. He has such a unique style and shit. It's still in there. The conversations, the dialogue is still intact and everything. The characters, and it's just such an amazing game, and it's so much fun to play, even with the shortcomings. Like I said, how you can't customize the main character as much as in the second game. How the main character is not as engaging as War in the first game and shit. Like, you don't have the dungeons like you have in 2. Like, it has some shortcomings compared to the previous games, but even with that, like, it is still my favorite game of this year. It plays so, it is so much fun just fighting with you with the whip and then switching between the abilities between the other weapons. It is so dynamic and fast, and it's hard like the first game again. Like, I don't care for this Dark Souls bullshit. No, it's like Darksiders 1. It's not like Dark Souls, and it's amazing, and I fucking love it. I'm still playing it right now, and I'm still having fun with it. It's just so fucking good.
All right, Robert, what is your game of the year for 2018?
I don't know. No, actually, my game of the year for 2018 is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Oh my god, what a great game, yo! I love it so much.
That doesn't count because that game came out in December.
It's in all reality, it's one of the greatest games of all time. It's not even a competition for me. I love Smash Brothers. It's one of my favorite franchises. Smash Brothers Wii U was, in my opinion, the best Smash Brothers game. It was one of my favorite games of all time, and this is better than Smash Wii U, which ultimately it makes it one of the best games of all time. I love it.
Ultimately,
yeah, it's one of the greatest games ever. From down to just the character roster, of course, is insane. The actual just gameplay, the smoothness, the feeling of fighting, the mechanics are amazing. They're so fucking detailed every single character. I mean, what else not? What did people not say about this game? You know what I mean? Like, it's fantastic. Yeah, of course you could say stuff like, well, maybe the single player could have been better. Sure, but I'm gonna play like 1,000 hours game. Like it's amazing, and I have pretty much nothing negative to say about it because I love it. And I'd probably marry it. So yeah.
And, one of those weirdos.
What the fuck was that?
We forgot to tell you,
Jesus.
King K. Rool is banned now from all play sessions.
Yeah, okay.
You still love it?
Well, actually, that maybe knocks it down. It still makes it amazing because I'll use Inkling or, of course, Rob.
That was the first time I ever hated Rob for the first time in my life.
It's so weird. No one plays as Rob, yo. I don't get it.
I think I'm more baffled that you gravitated to the giant fucking crocodile.
Who joined us and were like, "Oh, you're gonna hate playing against Rob's King K. Rool." I think it was Twilight, and he's like, "Nah." And then by third, fourth match, he's like, "Man, that's a fucking bullshit." Everybody gets mad at King K. Rool. So, Shadow Fox, why don't you talk about Torna for us?
Scroll.
Talk about Torna. Is Torna your game of the year? Oh.
No. What's your game of the year?
The tough part is. So the tough part is, I'm gonna go ahead and predict yours. But the tough part is that I haven't played Shadow yet. I have to play. I gotta go through. No, but I have to because I don't know how that's gonna affect me. Seriously, I don't know. I could turn around and I could be just like what we expect. Like, I could be like Juice, right? And turn around.
Somebody get this man some oxygen.
Anyways, so just sheer from a gameplay standpoint, you go from whether you've played the game or not, you go and you play this game that somehow made Xenoblade Chronicles 2 more accessible. So whether you know anything about a Xenoblade game or not, you can go and play Torna, and it will walk you through how to play a Xenoblade game. Mm-hmm. It is not as difficult unless you want it to be with regards to the combat, but it's different. It's not the same. So some things are limited and some things are not, and they're for a reason. So, and that's not even going into anything else. That's just literally, I got into a fight. What happens in this fight? So all of that somehow is different and yet still fun. The way that they forced you, literally, because of how short this game is and it's DLC technically on paper, they forced you to do backtracking and do side quests, and somehow didn't make that as annoying as it probably should be in a JRPG. And just to me, just for the last, I want to say the last 2 hours of that game alone was enough for me to consider that. I'm still just talking about gameplay at this point. I haven't gotten to anything else. Just literally the things that you do towards the end of that game and then how it clicks towards the end that's some of the best that I've played in any JRPG to date. And I will even put that on top of Octopath. And Octopath is literally them Square doing their thing the best way they've ever done. And Monolith is the developer of the year for the last 2 years to me. And it doesn't help that they made a really good story that they obviously just said, hey, this part of the story we didn't tell you. Here's all of it. Oh, and there are no holes because when you go back and play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, everything makes sense. And we got DLC that plugs all those holes too. And it's just fucking phenomenal. I don't have any other explanation other than why have you not played this? So, yeah, Torna the Golden Country. Go play it.
You've almost sold me. I'm thinking about downloading it right now.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes more sense for me to play.
If you've never played a Xenoblade game, start there. Start there. Play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Go back and play 1. If you feel like you want to be, I don't know if you're a Master System, then go play X like me. But yeah, that is my game. Really, really close to X. And X should have been my favorite game of 2015. So
what you need to do is you need to get King Grimpachi on a podcast and debate because he said he gave Xenoblade Chronicles 2 a 6 out of 10. So
I fucking dare you.
Yeah, he hasn't played Torna yet either. He doesn't have that much time into, but we'll do.
You guys go do a debate. So Terrell, why don't you tell us your game of the year?
The only reason why I didn't even put Torna on my list was A, because I didn't think Juice was gonna let me count it because it's technically DLC, and B, because Shadow Fox was here. I don't need to say anything else about fucking Xenoblade. Shadow Fox here because it
600 hours.
I'm about to say this man has me beat. This is probably the most amount of time I put in an RPG in years, and this man still has me beat by like another 100 and so hours. I think Xenoblade has enough promotion. We're good. My number one, unfortunately, is similar to Robert's. It's Super Smash Brothers because actually, ironically enough, I'll say this. I think the fact that we play multiplayer is a problem because then I can't enjoy the rest of the game because every time I get on it, it's always like, guys, are we playing tonight? Because honestly, I think classic mode is the best we've had in the series. I think people sleep the shit out of World of Light. And I haven't got that much time in it as much as I want because we've been playing online so much. World of Light is really fucking good. And I enjoy the variation and the challenge it provides without being boring as shit as another mode. And listen, I love Subspace. But Subspace also has a lot of monotonous shit in it. I'd rather you be challenging and interesting than be fucking boring as hell. Hey, listen, we can debate that later.
Debate.
We got all the time in the world.
I will smash you.
Say what?
I will smash you.
Well, listen, Robert, that's sexual harassment. You go to jail for that. You better get away from me with that shit.
Crazy,
to me, it has the best roster.
I'm gonna call the police.
God, chill out.
I will smash you in many ultimate ways.
All right, stop. You're killing the joke. Fucking, but yeah, it has the best roster, for obvious reasons. Really good stage selection. I understand people miss brick the targets, and part of me does miss home run smash because that is a nostalgic part for me. Because my first game was Melee, but man, I don't really give a fuck enough to put this any lower because this game will be played, like you said a while back, will be played for the next few years. And I don't see myself getting tired of it anytime soon. Now, Juice, why don't you tell us why Shadow of the Tomb Raider is your number one game of the year?
So my number one game is actually Mario Tennis Aces.
Why you lying?
You know that's some bullshit.
You should have just said Mario Party if we're gonna go that far.
Nah, I haven't told you guys, but I actually bought and played a game and never told you guys that I had it. And it's a PlayStation 4 exclusive. And it's called Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Awesome. First of all, that's a lie.
That's funny. It's
not a PlayStation exclusive.
It's called Spider-Man. No,
well, you weren't even interested in that game.
I actually think it would have made my top 5 though if I had played it. I'm thinking about it now.
Because he's full of shit, folks.
Because my 5 was basically a honorable mention. So yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. No surprise.
Whoa, I'm so surprised. I'm sorry.
Rise of the Tomb Raider. I said this on the AJL podcast. It's up there with the 3D Worlds and the Donkey Kongs and Breath of the Wilds. It's not to those levels, but it's right. It'd be the next like game with Doom and Rocket League. Like for some reason, I'm on my 3rd playthrough of Rise, and I just love that. I love the new series. And Shadow of the Tomb Raider, well, just a slight. I mean, I'd give it like. If Rise was a 10, Shadow would be like a 9.8. You know, not saying they're both either of them are that number. I'm just, it's gotten so many things right. I love the additions to like the rappel when you're rock climbing and swimming underwater. You know, retro. Wishes Zelda had that. Well, it's a nice addition to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And the only thing about it was it's just a little bit. I guess shorter on content than Rise of the Tomb Raider, but what's there is just as good, if not better. And I just had like a smile on my face the whole time. I don't know why, something about that series. I just love finding everything, every document, every relic, all the things on the map. highlighted. You know, I got to go get them, and I'm on my second playthrough. I like I will say one thing. The big, huge area is kind of the least exciting part of the game. It's kind of not much interesting to look at, but there's so many cool little areas. There's a bunch of tombs. This one has more tombs than any of the other of the.
Wait, even with all the NPCs and
yeah, that area to me just doesn't really grab me.
I'm making a joke, by the way.
Okay.
You totally missed it, bro.
Yeah, there's all these NPCs.
What the hell, man?
Man, there's all these NPCs. You know, there's all these villages.
Stop! You ruined yourself.
But
just move on.
There are some areas in this game that are just like on an from art direction standpoint to a technical standpoint. It's just it would be my best looking game if every area of the game was that impressive. Like there's a jungle that looks like that cool jungle level from Tropical Freeze World 1. You know, that 2D or the greenish tint where Donkey Kong's like all black with this tie.
Yeah.
Like it really looks like that. And I really enjoyed it. And actually, out of the 3 games, this one has the most interesting story. I think the best told story. And I really love this game. And it was close though. Forza Horizon, I had more fun, but as just a game, looking at it from start to finish, Shadow's a solid game. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but it's $30 right now, and I think that's going to be a permanent price. I would say pick it up. I paid $60, and a couple months later, it's half price. But I think, yeah, it sucks. But I'm glad I got it day one. I've enjoyed it, and I would tell anybody you got an Xbox or PlayStation 4 for $30. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. I really enjoyed it, and I kind of knew earlier this year. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be my game of the year, and I couldn't not give it the top spot. So yeah, that's it for our list. Next thing, I just want to ask everybody what game that we know has a 2019 date are you most excited for? What's your most anticipated? And I'm gonna start. And even though I just said this, I talked to a couple people that said it did have a 2019 date. I didn't. I'm going to be honest. I didn't look it up to verify, but Doom Eternal, I think it's going to be a 2019 game. And that's easily my most anticipated. There's nothing even close to Doom Eternal for me. So, Terrell, do you have a most anticipated?
I have 2. Well, one, I'm not 100% sure if it's 2019 or not. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's 2019, but I'm not sure.
It was supposed to be a 2018, so
right.
Yeah. And the other one, because it comes out in a few weeks, Kingdom Hearts 3, because I've been waiting for that since I was in fucking high school. So, it's about fucking time. Square, please don't let this suck, because someone's fucking TV is gonna get smashed in, and I don't have that kind of money to pay for another one. So, yeah, those are my 2 games.
All right, Shadow Fox.
I don't know about the other dates. February 15th is Crackdown 3 finally shows up. So I'm really eager.
Oh yeah, that's a video game. I forgot it was a video game.
Yeah, I'm really eager to see how that's gonna go. Yeah, it's the first Crackdown.
Crackdown was fun though, man.
I thought it was a Terry Crews commercial. That's what I thought.
Hey, he do what he do, man. Terry Crews get that bread, but secure the bag. But no, Crackdown 1. Say what you will about Crackdown 2, but Crackdown 1 was the pleasant surprise for a lot of people because everybody just bought it to play Halo 3, and it ended up being. I played that game a lot more than I played Halo 3. So all I need is the recapturing the same experience with Crackdown, which at the time was being a more action filled and more fun by the second GTA. So and that's all I need, and I'm down. I'm down. I don't care about the destructible stuff. I don't care about none of the battle.
Good because it's no longer in it.
Huh?
I said good because it's no longer in it.
Well, The multiplayer is only. I think it's only for multiplayer though, and then it's one central area that gets destroyed because it sits on the server. But I don't really care about that. I want to play the the single player campaign, go through that, and get stronger because that's the whole point about it is you get better throughout the game. I want to do that, and I'm pretty sure that'll be super fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So Crackdown 3 is mine.
All right, what about you, Robert?
No, let me go first.
Robert.
I mean, to me, like, I think 2019 is gonna be pretty shitty. No, man, we got fucking Animal Crossing coming out. Like, holy shit. Animal Crossing is, of course, the most anticipated game. We've been waiting since 2008 for a console one. You know, you could say all you want, oh, but New Leaf, but even then with New Leaf, that was still technically 6 years, and it's like. I want my console guy. I want my HD. Wii U was abandoned, and here we are finally with Animal Crossing, and I'm so ready to talk to some animals.
This guy. Wow. I feel like there was way better way of phrasing that, sir. Like you didn't even fucking try. I was like, let me say some suspect shit.
Robert's a furry, confirmed.
Why do you do this? See, you just gonna just get the porn ready. That's all I'm saying.
All right, that Isabel fan art. That's all I got.
Yeah. The other surprise of the year.
It's a dog eat dog world, man. That's
all right. Retro Death. Is there a Darksiders game coming out next year? You can be excited for.
I have to wait like 6 years for this one. But like, it's like Robert said.
You mean a good one, right?
It's been like. Dude, like literally like a decade, and I love New Leaf. It's my favorite Animal Crossing. It is such a good game. But man, I want my shit on console. I want it on the big screen and shit. And it's been like 10 fucking years. There's no excuse that shit wasn't on Wii U. They had the fucking models of the characters on the fucking plaza and everything. That shit was basically done. So I'm so fucking ready for this game. And I swear it better look fucking amazing. And they better not cheap out on this shit like they do with some games and shit. Like it better not look like a 3DS game. It better actually, or like the fucking Pokemon shit. You know, I want like a full blown fucking atmospheric console Animal Crossing. I'm so ready for that.
He wants to see fur.
Retro is fucking selfish. That's what he sounds like to me, sir.
Just prepare for a New Leaf in HD and not any other.
But that would piss me off if they're actually gonna do that.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
I don't know. It'll be all right to be honest, but
they're not gonna stray from the nature of the game, which they probably. I mean, it's a series that people expect, but
I mean, it's a life simulator.
The great thing about Animal Crossing is every new game that they made, they've built off it immensely. There's always so much great new shit. I just would like the visual atmospheric shit to like be implemented more.
What if it looks just like Pokemon Let's Go? Would you be happy?
No, literally, because I don't think Pokemon Let's Go should even look the way it looks.
I mean, I didn't have an issue with Let's Go visually.
I thought it looks great, so I think
it's more of the design of the world that irked me, but it wasn't necessarily.
If you go like, in Pokemon Let's Go, okay, the characters, okay, whatever. If you go, you fucking preload a battle screen, which is like 4x4 pixels and shit. It's a flat fucking like GIF, it's like a flat fucking thing. Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, it's an open world game. You have like individually animated grass. Pokemon should not look the way it does. It's a cheap out shit. I don't like it.
You're just a fucking problem child, is what it is.
Okay,
you be the type of dude to get like fucking breast milk, be like, nah, I want the quality shit. Go get the cow, motherfucker. Like Jesus.
See what's your most anticipated?
Well, we got to go by what actually has a release year schedule. I was gonna pick like Cyberpunk 2077. Or,
how dare you?
Or how dare I? Or Bayonetta 3.
Okay, that's
they
more
don't really have
realistic.
solid years. They don't really have solid years. And obviously Metroid Prime. I'm not even gonna guess on that one anymore. I'm done.
I still think Bayonetta 3 is coming out.
That's supposed to come out.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I feel like Bayonetta 3 will come out this year, but I'm gonna have to go with what has a solid year, and based on that, it's gonna have to be either Fire Emblem, Three Houses, or a game that everybody keeps forgetting about, Diamond Cross Machina. So
What does it have a release date yet though?
Oh, that's 2019.
That's
No, that's
2019.
2019. It
I'm just saying
I thought we were going by
year.
actual release date.
No,
Release year.
Just
if
a
we were
year.
going by date, then I
2019.
couldn't have put Fire Emblem on there.
I can't do anything basically.
I put Crackdown because it has an actual date. So.
Well, they have solid years. Animal Crossing has a solid year release date. It was given.
Yeah.
The release year was given. Luigi's Mansion was given 2019 release year.
Yeah.
So those are picks.
So what's your Shadow? What would be your answer if it's just 2019 with no?
Well, shit, Bayonetta.
They didn't say 2019 though.
They didn't say 2019. No, we're just guessing on that.
Nobody
Yeah,
cares
but
about
yeah.
hero shit.
The
Well,
what?
it'd probably be between well, I can't say Daemon X Machina because yeah, I guess it would be that then. Because that's the only thing that's confirmed for 2019 and that and what Animal Crossing?
And
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion's confirmed for 2019.
Yoshi's Woolly World.
Is
Yoshi's Woolly World.
the same team that did
Yoshi's
Luigi's
You mean
Mansion?
Crafted World? The hell?
That's what I meant. Yeah, crafted. Sorry.
You want another
Who's
port?
developing Luigi's Mansion 3?
We don't
Is it
know.
the same?
what?
What's that?
I don't think we know who's developing it yet.
So that's going to determine. I mean, even though the people that did too, they did really good. But like, if the core Luigi's Mansion team from GameCube is back,
I'd rather have it be the 3DS guys.
Yeah, I like that.
I guess it depends. I don't know.
Some people like the open world feel of the first game versus the mission based structure in the second game.
Yeah.
Second game.
I think the
destroys the
3DS
first game.
was that was
The atmosphere of the first game was really good though. I think.
Yeah, the second game is nowhere near as spooky.
Yeah, it's more level based, like you
It's
said.
more
It's-
fun. That's all, and longer.
Oh,
It's just better in
Better
every
boss
single way.
battles.
Like if it's the original team, I'm probably gonna pass. If it's
Multiplayer, will they bring that back?
is it next level or whatever?
Yeah, Next Level did the second one.
Yeah,
So.
that's-
the
I'm
next
into
level
day
game has a
one.
better track record.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's them.
I didn't get all this Luigi's Mansion one hit, man. The game was fucking amazing.
It was.
I
I mean, it was for a tech demo. You can't really get too much better. I mean,
It's not a bad game. Nobody's saying it was a bad game. It was just short as
that's like
hell.
the worst. That's like the
I mean,
most
that's not
game.
bad. I'm just saying that's literally how
Yeah,
it started.
When they released the
it
game
was
and made
just
you pay
born
for it,
of
you're like, that's a beautiful looking tech demo, right? You
It's
got it,
gorgeous.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
It's
just
facts.
telling the truth, man. They started with, hey, how does this work with? Because they attempted to play with 3D and they attempted to play with lighting on the GameCube, and that's how it happened. So
I mean, that's one of the best 3-hour games I've ever played, honestly.
you really did it in 3 hours. You really could.
Yeah. But it's really not. It's real. There's some real good detail in there.
Yeah.
It has some good stuff about it. It's just too damn short.
Second that you played it.
All right, Craig, what's your most anticipated 2019?
FIFA 20.
Bitch.
Wow.
Bitch.
Nah, I really don't have one, but if anything, will be Animal Crossing or the Streets of Rage 4.
I forgot.
You got clocked it, Matt.
Clocked it.
Yeah, it's definitely new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
Damn it, I forgot about that. That would be the good one.
That's next week actually.
I was not mentioning that game, but
Just play it. It's definitely Travis Strikes Again. Nah, I just played again. Next year, I say next year. It's this year. This year is just too much coming out. There's too much coming out. That's just too hype. I mean, probably still my number one is Daemon X Machina, just because just mechs and everything. It's gonna be hype. But I want Sekiro Shadow Dice Twice from the Tenshu guys from Software. That's on the PS4.
That's a good
one. Resi 2 remake. That looks amazing. What else we got? Doom and Rage 2. Rage 2 is next year, isn't it? I think so.
Yeah.
That looks.
I think so.
I thought it's only one game we could pick.
Yeah, you
I know.
Clockett has been in a very talkative mood as of late.
I picked Daemon X Machina.
Okay.
There we go. Let's end it.
All right, so that's it. 2019 is, I mean, unless there's some massive delays, for me it's guaranteed to be significantly better than 2018. Just not just from Nintendo either, but just some big third-party games, and I think Nintendo knew that they had, this year was going to be light. That's why we got the Wii U ports, and I just hope those teams have been working on for the last couple of years. All those teams that we haven't heard nothing about, like Next Level, and Retro Studios, and the 2D Zelda team, 2D Mario team.
I forgot about Retro Studios.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential on top of the games we know about. I mean, Bayonetta 3, I think, has a good chance to be 2019. So I think it's going to be an awesome year. And Nintendo's got a direct coming because it's January now. Everyone's talking as if on Twitter as if there's a confirmed date for a January direct.
Yeah, that shit always starts again.
I can't
These
wait.
losers.
I can't wait for the January direct. It's going to be so good. I'm like, oh man, I'm looking online. Like, I've seen like 3 different people say the same thing basically. And I'm looking. I'm like, there's no fucking direct. It's like I think Red said it. He's like, why don't you just say, I can't wait for the next direct? Why do you have to act like you know when it's coming out? It's just.
It's the same people that knew Metroid was going to be at like E3.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I already see videos about what's going to be in the next.
Awards.
I see videos already about what's going to be in the next.
Does anybody remember the January direct last year?
Nope.
It was a mini direct.
Was it the mini direct? Yeah.
Wasn't it a mini and in February we got like an actual one?
It was March that we got the real one.
Was it March?
They might do one for Luigi's Mansion again, and then and New Super Mario Brothers. That's the only thing.
When.
Yeah, but they're probably gonna do like a little showcase for that. Just the games that are coming out before March 31st because they got to end their fiscal year out.
Yeah, in February, you're also gonna get the Piranha Plant. I'm gonna assume maybe they would incorporate that in like a direct to just reiterate that shit.
And I think either Yoshi or Fire Emblem are gonna be. There's gonna be a March game, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a January or February direct. But I'm not gonna sit here running around saying acting like I know.
It sounds like you're getting annoyed off of semantics.
I think my prediction is that we'll get one between either today and December 31st.
That's a good prediction.
I'm guessing sometime in June we'll get one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we'll get one in June.
December 31st of last year.
So I mean, it was a tougher year. I mean, last year was a tough year to make a top 5 because there were so many games. I really struggled picking. This year it was like, do I have 5 type of thing. So I think next year is going to be another 2017 situation. So hopefully that happens.
Especially if you're not a fanboy. There was so much shit this year, on every console. Well, not Xbox, but you know what I mean. Every console.
Why you do that?
You say fanboys and you just destroy
that in there.
But this is why the discussion is good because from the start of this podcast until now, I added 5 games to my list for me to do just for 2018, and games that you think about, but then they kind of go in your blinders or whatever, and then you'll fuck around and forget. So I'm like, oh, let me go. So I just put Shadow of Tomb Raider in my cart so I can go back and. I got to run through that. I got to add that with all the other games for a game.
I mean, at $30, if you have a Best Buy Gamers Club, that's not a sale price. Last I looked, it was the price.
MSRP.
So you get 20% off that because I'm good for my Gamers Club's good till the 19th of this month. So if I'm going to buy some older games, I'm going to do it soon.
I still got games in 2017 I got to play. My backlog's just crazy.
So so thanks everybody. Thanks to you guys for
you're welcome.
For the good year for 2018. It was a fun year.
Thanks for the invite,
everyone.
And actually, Shadow of Tomb Raider Best Buy bumped it back up to 60. So forget what I said.
Stupid.
It's $30 on Steam.
It's still $30 on Steam.
I bet it's still 30 on Amazon.
I might need to go ahead and buy that.
It is done downloading as we speak.
2018 was a shit year for the Mr. T channel.
And Dark Cloud.
I don't know what the hell happened, man.
We're looking for I'll say we got the Mizza, but we couldn't find the T. I don't know what the hell was going
on. This is a bad year for the channel.
We're out here trying to teach and shit. People don't be giving no credit. out here working.
It's okay. I'm gonna send Big T and Mr. T to a network infrastructure class, and then he'll be all right.
Hey, chill out.
Wow.
You got here on some bullshit now, ain't you, buddy? Message your ass down.
Join the Shadowcast. That's all I can say.
I ain't got my foxtail ready.
All right, so been a good year
Cocktails.
for the Juices Loose podcast. We had a lot of fun, and
Shut up,
thanks to everybody for always tuning in. You guys are really loyal viewers, and appreciate the live chats. It's not always the same group, so it's always good to have conversations, debates in the chat. I was debating with Philip about Tomb Raider, the old versus the new, and so yeah, thanks everybody for a good year, and I think 2019 is gonna be real good. So we'll probably be back on Monday. Maybe we'll take a week off because I don't know if any type of news or anything's gonna come out in this first week of the year. But if it does, we'll be back and we'll be discussing it. So until then, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you next time.